Hey, so welcome back to the Part-Time Players podcast. This is episode 17, the podcast where two pals discuss video games and the occasional review a game. Make sure you don't miss any episodes by subscribing and liking this podcast on any services. Now onto the show. My name is Reese Lagden. I am joined as always by Brad. How are you doing today, Brad?
Hi, yeah, I'm good. I'm good, thanks. Yeah, you?
Yeah, I'm very good, mate. I'm very good.
Yeah.
It is crazy that it's October. Can you believe it's October?
No, it's gone really quick. Like this year in general, to be honest, like working from home and all that just made it go really quick.
Yeah.
It's a shame that Halloween's cancelled this year, obviously, because of the pandemic. But no, I never really do anything for Halloween. But this year is going to go to a big party and all that, and yeah, it's just been cancelled. So like everything else, just been.
So someone decided to plan a party for like the first time during the pandemic, and then obviously cancel it conveniently.
Literally, it was like let's have a party, and then like a couple of days later, it was like rule of 6. You're not allowed to meet anyone with 6 people.
Oh, just before the rule of 6. Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So and it's pretty miserable where I am. I don't know about you. It's been raining like constantly for the last like 72 hours, just non-stop.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Although the sun is breaking through now, but yeah, same. Yeah, if you look at the forecast on my phone, it's literally rain and rain until I think Thursday.
Yeah.
So
we hire a field out for our dogs on a Sunday, like a big enclosed.
You hire a field?
Yeah, it's private field.
Is this what you call your garden?
No. It's like a giant enclosed field where you can hire it out for 45 minutes. And we just let them off the lead and they run and they go mad. But obviously, it was over there this morning and it was windy and it was just like continuously raining. It was freezing cold, and I was just thinking, well, I should still be better. It was at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's just
okay.
Well, I enjoyed it, so
Okay, well, I don't get why you need to own a field for.
Well, no,
can you take them to the park? Like what?
Yeah,
like other people.
Yeah, we walk them, but one of our dogs is
racist.
He's good off lead. He's like, he walks next year and he comes back. And our other dog is a little shit who will just try and escape. He'll try and escape. He'll chase people, and he's just not sociable. So if we go to this field, we know he can let him off, and you can try and train him. So yeah.
Okay.
They're spoiled. Our dogs are spoiled.
It sounds like it, mate. It sounds like it. In good news, how many days is it to the PS5 launch? 26 days.
Okay. 26, is that it?
No, 46, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say. What?
Yeah, 46 days, sorry.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well.
It's coming very, very quick.
My pre-order's in and, gonna look forward to it. Got that week off of work, so gonna be. And like we just said, one of the first games I put in it is going to be a PS4 game. So, really
probably same.
Yeah, I'm quite glad. Glad I paid $450 for that next gen console.
The privilege of having it slightly better frames and slightly better resolution, I suppose.
Yeah, but I've got to get a new TV as well now. So.
Oh yeah, because you haven't got the benefits either. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Well, I guess if you want to call Miles a PS4 game, then obviously that'll probably be the first. If not, it will probably be Cyberpunk. Will be the first 2 games I play on it. So
yeah.
Obviously they'll both look slightly better, but. Yeah, I've actually been quarantining for the whole week.
Oh, okay.
So that's been my week. It's been a little bit, just been working from home. There was a little bit of an outbreak at work, so I've been working from home, and then a lot of people had a few symptoms, including myself. I was coughing, but I'm fine. It's just I'm back to work, unfortunately, tomorrow. Back to the office. But that's been my week.
I thought it was 2 weeks. I thought you had to stay quarantine for 2 weeks.
If you haven't, well, no, unless you get a negative test, which I've got. I don't have it. So
you had a test?
Yes, I've had a test.
Okay.
Home test sent to me, sent it back, got results negative. So yeah, it was
okay, cool.
Very mild cold. So it was like, if this is it, I kind of hope I did have it, because it was like, if this is all it is to me, I know it's serious to some people, I'm not making fun of it, but to me it would be very mild. So it was like, okay, well, if I've got the antibodies now, it's kind of just done. It's over. Like for me, my COVID experience is done. I had a little running cold for like a few days, but yeah, it wasn't it. So
yeah, cool. That's sweet. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you haven't got COVID. You know, so otherwise, if you died, I'd have to find someone else to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be the
Yeah,
first thing. It's just like,
yeah,
search for a new
yeah,
person. But yeah.
yeah,
Anyway, on to gaming news.
yeah.
Do you want to go first, or should I kick it off?
Do you want me to start? Do you want me to start? Yeah, I'll start if you want. So,
Yeah,
there was we found out when EA Play is going to be added to Game Pass Ultimate, and it's on the 10th of November. So when the Xbox Series X and S come out, you'll be able to play those EA games on through Game Pass, which is quite good. It's not surprising that they've done it on release date. So obviously,
of course,
people who are getting it, can go in and just play those games. There's also like a chart of if you've got EA Play, you can it transfers over to Ultimate, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
So there's like a table. So the top end, if you've got 12 months of EA Play remaining, you get 4 months of Game Pass Ultimate.
Okay, cool.
And if you've got 1 month is 10 days and 2 months is 21 days. So yeah, it's like a little breakdown of what you're entitled to Game Pass. So yeah, I don't really like the games that are coming out onto that are being added to Game Pass. You've got like the Maddens and Battlefield 1, and I think the Titanfall's on there, Dead Space, and so there's a few,
Yeah, it's all the old EA games, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
If you haven't Anthem, which is the big one on there.
Yeah,
everybody can't wait to play Anthem.
That's the main one. That's the big one. So yeah, there's a few games on there. It just adds to the Game Pass library, which makes it even more, more cost, consumer friendly, cost effective. Really. I still haven't changed my subscription, so I'm still paying for Xbox Gold and Xbox Game Pass separately. I don't know why. I just haven't
rolling in there. That's why
it's just got so much money. I'm like, whatever,
what pounds matter to you?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's because I've got to plug my Xbox in and I just can't. And it's like, so do I want to do it? And I'm like, nah. So I haven't got around to that yet, but I will do it. I will. Maybe after we've recorded, I'll do it because then
Yeah, can you not do it on your phone? You're sure you can just log in? Is it on?
Yeah, I can. There isn't that, but I don't know what my sign-in is and everything. I'll just do it on the game, on the Xbox itself. Yeah,
iCloud keychain. It's the way to be.
It is, but that's not on there. So, yeah, 10th of November for anyone out there who's managed to pre-order an Xbox Series X and it's getting delivered on the day. So
okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not surprised, although it's so unsurprising. I almost didn't think it was news. I thought that was already confirmed. Do you know what I mean? Because you presumed that would be a thing, and it wasn't actually confirmed. It's probably like a few stories that I've got on the PlayStation side. It's like, is that actually news? Because I thought that was happening, and then it was just like the fact that it hasn't been confirmed yet.
Yeah. Another thing to a Game Pass as well. So, after we were talking about last week's episode about Bethesda and getting bought and ZeniMax getting bought by Microsoft, Doom Eternal got added to Game Pass on the 1st of October. So it's on there now, which is quite good because I actually bought Doom remake or 2016 Doom on PS4 when it was in the sale. I think it was like £4.
Yeah.
And I, if I like it, then I can just jump in and go and play, Doom Eternal. When that's not, when did that come out? Like March, I think it was. So,
Yeah, it was March. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just after Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a relatively, big game to be on Game Pass. So that's it's quite good, exciting. And again, more plus points for Game Pass, really.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want me to go on to my next news story because it's EA, not EA, sorry, it's Xbox. Next couple I've got are Xbox centric. So
you can do. Or we can go back and forth. Let's go back and forth.
Go for it.
Yeah, let's go back and forth. So similar to your one, it's not really surprising, but they actually wasn't officially announced or confirmed. But Demon's Souls has now officially got a release date, which is the 12th of November in the US and obviously the 19th of November in the UK, which is obviously launch day.
Yeah.
Similar to Spider-Man Miles, Godfall, Destruction All-Stars, and Sackboy Big Adventure. Obviously not surprising, they're all launch day games. However, obviously Miles and Sackboy, because they're PS4 games, they will be available on your PS4 on the 12th.
Oh, okay.
So obviously
And
for us in the UK, we can play
physical copies as well. As,
yeah.
imagine,
Yeah, your physical PS4 disc will arrive on that launch day because that's the launch day for it. And obviously, if you want to play the PS5 version, I imagine you just put the disc in your PlayStation 5 once it arrives.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Interesting one is about, well, it's not interesting. It's really poor by Sony, to be fair, is how you actually pre-order digital only PS5 games. So how, if you want like Godfall or Destruction All Stars or Demon Souls, and obviously you can't pre-order digitally like PS5 games on the PS4 store. So how do you do it? And they've not communicated that very well. But I was kind of looking around because I was kind of interested in getting Godfall. I haven't got it, but I was kind of looking. I was thinking, how do I pre-order this? But you actually have to go onto the actual PlayStation website, and there's a little store on there. And if you go onto like the games under the PS5, there's a button on there that says pre-order, and it gives you both versions. And then obviously you log into your PSN account.
Okay.
And I presume it's all going to be linked, whatever. So that is how you do it. But there is a way to do it. But obviously they're not very good at communicating this.
It's some of the communications with Sony doing a bit odd, didn't they? Like we said before, the launch showcase, they didn't even say when the pre-orders were going live, and you had to kind of have to find out by some bloke on Twitter.
There was a reason behind that in my theories with that. It's kind of like I feel like that was just pre-recorded and they were just waiting for Microsoft, and it was like a perfect thing of like as soon as they go, we've got this already recorded. They probably recorded it like in August or something, like months before, and just had it ready because there's no dates, like you said. There's nothing.
Yeah, they didn't even show all the launch games on it.
Exactly. So. I think it was just pre-planned to get the PlayStation pre-orders out first, which obviously they did, and I think that might have benefited them, maybe, possibly. But the communication's been poor. I don't know if it's because they're obviously a Japanese company, although you'd think they're obviously a worldwide company, and obviously Jim Ryan, who's the head of obviously Sony Entertainment, is not. So I guess that is not really an excuse for them. They should be doing better. And maybe it's just the fact that Microsoft are doing really good with that. So props to Microsoft for their transparent and their constant updates.
Definitely.
It's great. It's just frustrating as a PlayStation and PS5 fan that we're just not getting the news the same way. But obviously, we've still got what did I say earlier? 46 days. Still tell us all these things. So I'm sure we'll get the stuff we want at some point.
Yeah, I think with me, I'm going to get obviously for my launch games, it's going to be Cyberpunk and Miles Morales. I'm not going to go in for the Ultimate one, although I never finished the original Spider-Man, like the 2018 Spider-Man. So would it be,
if I was you, I would personally,
because
that's great.
I keep thinking, I will finish it before, but then I probably won't finish it by the time the PS5 comes out. So is it worth me just spending an extra £20 and getting the Ultimate, Ultimate Spider-Man fresh Spider-Man?
Yeah. Considering the extra £20 then brings it to 70. It's not like it's going to 90 in like the base game of Miles is 70, and then you're going to 90. You're going from 50 to then 70, which is a PlayStation 5 game like cost, if you know what I mean. So
yeah. And to be fair, I was gonna like if I do play it now, I am gonna have to start again because I'm quite near the end, I think. So I can't just go back into it because I would have got the controls as well. So I would have to start. So I'm thinking about it now. I'm thinking about maybe
well, that goes into a news story a little bit later on about the saves not going over.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sweet.
But, we'll save that for a little bit later. Your next Xbox one?
My next Xbox. Oh, it's not an Xbox. This is my next news story I got is maybe there's some little bit of information about Starfield. Ooh. The elusive Bethesda new IP that's got announced. I think like 2018, maybe 20. Yeah, I think they showed a little teaser in 2018. EA. E3, sorry.
Earlier. Yeah, it's 20. I'm going to say 2017.
Okay, yeah. So, there was some like 3 screenshots showed up. It was on. I think it was shared on Reddit, and it shows like there's one of like an astronaut who looks like an astronaut standing in front of some sort of structure with some possibly like a space station. There's another like shot of like what looks like a spaceship, and one of like a satellite. So obviously you don't know if these are real or not. I just saw this and I thought I'll go into because there's literally nothing. There's no news of this game. But yeah, it's like they said it was a space, RPG, and this looks like it is. It looks like that's what it is. Also showed a little bit of like an in-game UI element. So
sure,
yeah, if this is true, it does. Like, looking at the screenshots now, I'm on Games Radar, and they showed the screenshots, and it does looks really nice, and
cool.
Like what could possibly be like your if it's like your spaceship or whatever, it looks really pretty cool. So
Yeah,
anything about this game that comes out, you kind of like grasp, because there's just nothing spoke about. So
yeah. When do you expect this game to be coming out?
I'd say earliest is 2022. Unless them being bought by Microsoft, they get a little bit more. They need more help or whatnot.
More time,
push it through. But yeah, 2022. I think it'd be nice for them just to say, even if it's just a little teaser, like an official teaser, like this is it. This is we're working on it still and that. But for them to announce it and then just kind of to stop talking about it. And like they said, this is going to come out before Elder Scrolls 6, so that's going to be
that's like 2025
probably.
It's just something like that. Crazy.
It's ridiculous. You think
Skyrim will be on Xbox Series X before the next Elder Scrolls
9 years between Skyrim and now, and so
yep
long time.
It is a long time. Takes a long time to make these kind of games. As long as it's good, don't take them time. But yeah, hopefully, if there is an E3 again or whatever showcase Microsoft does in like 2021, like June 2021, hopefully that game is there, and it's the first kind of, like you said, tease of it, gameplay. You'd expect the conference to be actually really good for next year, because you expect to see Fable. Hopefully Halo's out by then. Maybe not. I would have put money down on that. And obviously all the Bethesda stuff for next year. I'm sure it will be a very good conference for them. They might actually really obviously I can't wait for the PlayStation 1 with God of War whatever. Have you seen that?
Yeah, no, it's going to be an E3 to look forward to. So yeah, hopefully it'll go, or even if it doesn't go ahead like in real life, like people can go, but they'll still do an online one soon. So
there's definitely, well, if it's like this year or whatever, maybe it will be. Maybe a lot of these publishers are kind of full. Why are we spending all this money on this EV venue when we can literally do it online? Exactly. And we just control the message, and we can just, because they've all done it themselves this year. Maybe they've just realized maybe we shouldn't be doing these conferences.
Yeah.
And maybe there'll just be things like an EGX or like a PAX or whatever, where it's a little bit more like you just go and play the games rather than actual conferences for like media and things. And the media stuff is literally just, I don't know, all online based, and then they just get sent codes and things. It can be
to review it. Yeah. Well, either way, it should be. You say Microsoft should have a strong,
showing. No, I agree. Next news story, back to the PlayStation, is data miners uncovered PS5 features and backwards capability info via the PS Store source code. I love these data miners. It's like, what job do you do? Like, do you not? What do you have time to go through the source code of the PS Store? It's unbelievable.
It must be like maybe it's just like a little hobby. Like there's this.
Like everything gets data mined, doesn't it? Like every game that's on PC or whatever, it always gets like leaked of what's going on because it's got the data mine stuff. But that's like a good thing about Destiny. Destiny stuff always gets leaked because people data mine the PC version. They can see like upcoming things. All right. But anyway, what got basically data mined was playing PS4 games on PS5. Some functionalities, available on the PS4 may not be available, which is interesting. What do you reckon that is? The touchpad?
Maybe they've not integrated that into it, because it's, to be fair, the touchpad is just on the PS4. It's just become a button, isn't it? Really?
It is, or you can swipe up sometimes.
It's just mainly just a button that you don't really do the swipe. It's like when the Vita come out, you had like the back touchpad, and that just didn't get used for anything really, did it?
Yeah,
I think at first it did, and then it just become like they just didn't use it. So
although I do like sometimes when some like developers use it, like swipe up to get the map up, and then you press like the button to get like pulls or whatever. So there is a little bit of integration with the touchpad, but like you said, it's not really been used. I think probably the best one, the last really good one that used it was maybe Last of Us, with the whole guitar with Ellie playing, and obviously you can strum along with it. That was a really good way of doing it. And another one I remember when PS4 first came out was Infamous, with the whole spraying like graffiti can, and you could spray it on the side and you could hear it.
Yeah,
that was a really good way of using the controller. It was interesting.
But, I know when you play like GTA as well, the controller, if you was getting chased, it used to flash. The controller flashed, and you had like the siren noise coming out of the controller as well, which was
that's really cool. It's cool
integration.
The next one that got leaked, or whatever you want to call it, this PS4 game isn't supported with your PS5 current system software. We are continuing to make more PS4 games playable on PS5. Update your PS5, then try the game again.
Okay, so it's going to be at launch. Some of the games you're going to be putting in, thinking, I can unhook my PlayStation 4 now, and you're going to hit a brick wall.
Exactly, potentially, and it's going to be maybe drip fed with software updates that they will be eventually available, which is not ideal, but at least they're doing it. It was a little bit worried that they wouldn't do it at all, but I guess I don't know.
It's like Microsoft and Xbox. It's got a big backwards compatibility library now, but that's what they did. They added them over time. Like every now and again, I was like, now you can play this one. This one's now, this one you can play Mass Effect now, and it's I imagine all the bigger games will be fresh out of the box. You can play them. So if maybe if you stuck Horizon in there, you're going to be able to play it on the PS5. So certainly, Not that I'd want to play that game again, but it's
Horizon's great. I bought it again digitally with what version is it? It's like the Ultimate Edition or whatever that version is called, with the DLC, because I never played the DLC. But I jumped back in, and it's like, wow, like a bit like you with Spider-Man. It's like, wow, I had no idea how to play this game.
Exactly, And
I was like, should I wait for the PS5? Are they going to do a little enhancement version before the new one? And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to wait. So I haven't played it again, because I'm just going to wait and see if there is a PS5 version, or if it looks any better on the PS5. It might not, but I'm not losing anything by waiting. So
I just realised, I wonder if Jedi Fallen Order will be able to be played like fresh out of the box, because as we know on this podcast, said before, I've put off playing it until I ain't going to play it until I've moved out. That's like a little stupid little rule. But until I've moved again, I've put this little stupid little rule in place where I can't play it until I've moved again. So we should be moved by the time the PS5 comes out. I wonder if I'll go to play it and on the PS5, and it's just like, no, you can't. No, you can't do it.
You had to play on your PS4, won't you?
Yeah, I had to plug that back in. Yeah.
Or maybe it'll be on EA Play or something eventually.
Maybe. Well, I hope not, because I've actually got it bought for me, and it's still in its cellophane wrap. Yeah. So it's just kind of It's,
fair enough. Well, Sony said 99% of all PS4's library will be playable on the PS5. So, but like you said, is it day one? But obviously it will be eventually. So you might not be able to play it day one. But would you pick that over Cyberpunk and Miles?
Oh no, I do. I'd play Cyberpunk. Well, I said the PlayStations get delivered to us on a Thursday. We've got to play as much as we can. Do a podcast. Record the podcast early Friday morning.
Oh yeah, shit. I forgot.
Because then I'm going away for the weekend. So
I wouldn't worry about Fallen Order. You're going to be busy with Cyberpunk until what? April?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'll get I'll be swapping between Spider-Man and Cyberpunk just to get it for Friday morning, and then then go away for the weekend, which I probably will take it with me. So
sure. There's a PS5 boost mode enabled, whatever that means. Maybe better frames, maybe better resolution.
Okay.
I'm unsure about that. Another one that also got leaked was about the PS5 control the trigger effect, which I guess is the haptic feedback with the actual thing. So I guess that's gonna allow developers to add that if they want to the PS4 games. So that could imagine games like Horizon. I imagine they will probably get that at least, like with the bow and arrow. Even if that's an upgrade, that might be worth waiting alone. Another interesting one, which is if the console sharing and offline play settings is enabled on your PS5, players aged 18 plus who aren't PS Plus PS Now subscribers will be able to play PS Now games from the game's shortcut icon, as well as in the PS Now app.
Right, okay.
Two things that I think are quite interesting. One, that the console sharing is still going onto the PS5, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great feature on the PS4, which I never took advantage of, but I feel like I should in this gen, or well, try to in this gen, is that you share console with someone else, and then you're able to obviously share your games
library.
And things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what you keep talking to me about, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we need to do that. Yeah. We need to set that up for next gen.
See, what it is, I'm quite selfish. My games are mine. I don't want to share with anyone.
It's a game. You played it, whatever.
No,
fine. I'll find someone else that wants to save money.
It's fine.
Since you're rolling it, Brad.
Yeah, well, that's what
Xbox
I mean.
Gold and your. I want my own games and my special collections editions, and I want discs so I can throw them out the window.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll find someone else that actually cares about money.
No, I like to save money.
Okay, fair enough, mate. The other interesting one is the PS Now app. So there's going to be a PS Now app, which has not been confirmed at all. So I guess that's a leak. So it shows that we probably will be able to play all the library of games, obviously, on our phones. Hopefully, iPhone,
iOS,
Apple. Hopefully Apple don't block us. It's great, but then obviously it's only going to be on Android or something like that. So, it's some good leaks there. Interesting stuff. But once again, why ain't Sony talking about it? There's some really good things in there, but it's all been data mined, and it's actually good stuff that they're actually doing a lot of things similar to Microsoft, but they're not telling us. So he presumes that they're not. So they're odd how they're going about it, but there might be like a little direct or something before launch, so and then they'll give us more features and show the UI in that, because we haven't seen that yet, have we? So so wait and see when they kind of bring out more info on it. I don't know if you want me to move on to my next one. Yeah, I've got one question that I wanted to say, which was a question from an actual listener. A question from
a real person, an actual listener.
An actual listener, a one listener.
Yeah, one listener.
Wrote in on Twitter, DM'd us, and he put, do you think we were able to buy PS4 games digitally on the PS5 store?
I'm not sure what it was like. What was it like back when the PS3 and the PS4 came out? What was that? What was the situation there? Because I never bought any digital games on the PS3, so it's.
So I think on the PS3, I think you could buy PS2 games or PS1 games, something like that. I feel like there was the previous gen you could buy a few
selected ones, yeah.
A bit like now, you can buy a few PS2 games on the PS4. But it's like classics, whatever they call them. Like you can get the old GTAs, you can get some of the old Star Wars games, like Bounty Hunter and things like that, because I've got them. But that is about as far as it went. Whether or not you can buy the full catalog, like the whole PS4 store goes onto the PS5. I feel like that's something that they should do. Because it's like games that are just announced on the PS4. Like there's a lot of 2021 games, a bit like Prince of Persia, and a lot of the games that were at Tokyo Game Show last week. Yeah. A lot of them games are just saying just PS4. So does that mean you got to like plug in your PlayStation 4 to then buy them, and then through backwards compatibility, you can then get access it on your PS5? Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like...
You'd think there'd be like a subsection in the store where it has like PS4, PS4.
Surely.
I can't see that being like a big deal, really, like to add that in. Like you say, you've paid to have the next gen console. You're an early adopter. You kind of want to. Most people ain't going to want to have their PlayStation 4 hooked up as well. They're just going to want to migrate from that to the PS5. So
exactly. It seems like a no-brainer, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised if
I would hold my breath.
I'll
But to answer the who was it that wrote in? Nathan's question, I would say I'm 90% sure it will happen, but I wouldn't put money down.
Yeah. I hope
just
that
to be really inconvenient. But
yeah.
There'll be a way. You'd have to do it for like a website or an app or something. It'll be
maybe on the app. Yeah,
but yeah.
Every time I've tried to buy a game though digitally on the app and even a browser to add it to my library, like I've been signed in and that, it just doesn't work. It's like
the app is horrible.
Yeah, it's crap. Like my preferred payment method on PlayStation is my PayPal account.
Okay.
And it's just kind of like doesn't work. It's not supported. And also I used Apple. You know when it suggests a strong password for you.
Yeah.
So from my PayPal, I was like, yeah, go on then. Yeah, suggest a strong password. So it's like this 20-digit long. And then I obviously don't know it. And then when you go into the apps and the passwords on your phone or your laptop or your Mac or whatever to get it, it's so long, it doesn't show it all. So you can't, like, I can't take that off and then like sign in using my, like a window, like my Windows laptop. It's just, yeah. So it's a bit of a pain. Yeah. So if you have to like to get a game, I have to turn my PS4 on, log in, go to the store and do it that way.
Sure.
Yeah. The app and the browser, just don't seem to work very well. Don't know why.
Yeah. The app is not great. You normally have to relaunch it or do something, like you said, to normally get it working. However, on my Mac, it doesn't work with Safari at all. Like, I can't sign in. So I actually use Chrome. Like, if you want to do something on the PS Store, you have to use Chrome instead. So that's the solution for that.
Yeah, it's just,
it's a pain.
It's a pain, yeah. Okay, so my next news story is Xbox game, because I'm the Xbox correspondent. So, yeah.
And I've got need to think of a nickname for you because you call me Sony Pony.
You're Sony Pony,
yeah.
Xbox
micro cunt.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to call you a micro cunt.
If you want to be, mean about it, I suppose you could say that. Yeah. Just looking at the while I've got this article up, it's got links to pre-order the Xbox X, and they're still out of stock. I've still not seen any word of when any more are getting released. So I know PlayStation.
Is Series S available?
I don't know. I didn't check that. No one cares about that. I know like the PlayStation sold out within minutes, but at least then a week later they had a fresh batch, which is when I got mine. Obviously it didn't happen this week. There ain't been no more. So I don't know when that's going to come back in. So yeah, my next news bit though, getting back on track, is about the Xbox Series X. So some influencers, and I use air quotations there, and games journalists have had them, Microsoft has sent them over so they can do like an early review.
Sure.
What's that? You got that on the
Series S is available on Amazon right now.
Oh, okay. So the Series S is still available on Amazon, the UK version. I think X is most going for it. But some games journalists and influencers have been sent Xbox Series X to do a little preview of what it's like to play. And the article I'm reading now, it's on The Verge, and they've split into 3 categories. So you've got the load times, you've got game performance, and you've got quick resume, like a feature on that. So I'll start with game times. So they've just got a few games here. So I'll pick a few at random. So Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Xbox One X. So obviously the most powerful at the minute. It's supposed to be the most powerful console in the world. So it takes 1 minute and 35 seconds to get into the game. On the Xbox Series X, it's 52 seconds. Okay. So still, I know some people could say it's still quite long, but obviously it's
about the SSD, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. One for you, Destiny 2. So Destiny 2 takes 1 minute and 52 seconds to start, and on the Xbox Series X, 43 seconds. So
what was the first one? 43. What's it?
1 minute and 52 seconds. So only 2 minutes. So really 2 minutes. Yeah, down to 43 seconds. The fastest one, which is really impressive, is the Outer Worlds. So on Xbox One X is 27 seconds, but on the Xbox Series X, it's 6. So 6 seconds.
Jesus Christ.
That is, you're in, you know. So
yeah.
It's quite impressive. I don't know if everyone keeps saying that the PlayStation is going to be faster. So I don't know if that's. You know,
I reckon it's going to be the same.
Yeah.
Or it might be within like a second to the point where it's really unnoticeable. But yeah, no, this is going to be a real. I don't know. It's a game changer almost.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly,
It's it's fantastic. I'm loving it.
Yeah, no, so that's some pretty another impressive one. Sea of Thieves, that usually takes 1 minute 21 seconds. On the X, it takes 20. So yeah, it's I won't keep going on reading just random numbers, but you get an idea of it. You know,
yeah. Although Twitter's probably going to crash a little bit, like in terms of its numbers, because that's exactly what I do in between load screens. Is I go on my phone and I just go through Twitter.
Yeah.
If that's gone now, then I'm never going to do that. It's Twitter's going to suffer.
Yeah, I usually just scroll through like Instagram or something. So
exactly, yeah, you just go on social media while you're waiting. So it's that will be gone now. So
it's got the next one. So it's not only do the games load fast, but in many cases they also feel a lot smoother. Destiny 2 is a great example of a game that it was held back by the weaker CPU and slow HDD in the Xbox One X. So that one, it just looks like it's obviously upscaled it. So I imagine they're playing the current, you know, game.
Yeah, the 4K 60 version's not even out yet.
So so they're playing back. It just crisps it up a bit. So it looks like it's going to, like the Xbox One X did with normal Xbox One games, it upscaled it a bit.
Sure.
So this would upscale, some of the current titles. And then the last one I done was quick resume. So it's a quick resume feature that lets you swap between games, but it doesn't. But they're saying on here it didn't really feel like it didn't work unless the game supported it. So
yeah,
it's not, you know, unless the game's got that feature built in, you're not gonna be able to do it. So
sure,
I don't really know what kind of. Do you switch that quickly between games? If you're playing a game, you're like, no, I want to play a different game now. You just quickly switch to it. I don't really know. You know,
I don't personally.
I don't either. It's kind of like if I'm playing a game.
It's a good feature though. If some people that do,
you know, for me, I'd have to be like, well, I couldn't do it anyway because I have to take the disc out, put the other disc in. You know, so I can't do it anyway.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, your immersion has broken it because you all disc. Yeah. It only works if you're on digital.
Yeah. So
the thing I heard, which I thought was quite funny, I heard it on another podcast, was about the holes on top. So the holes on top are quite big, and someone said that you could literally throw like pencils or crowns. So if it's on the floor, like because it's a tower.
Oh shit!
If you've got children, they can just throw shit in it.
Yeah,
and it just made me laugh. It's just like I can imagine you've got this really nice console, and also it just breaks because it's just full up with like crowns and Lego pieces and all shit because someone's just stuck their fingers.
Stuck a lot of stuff in it. What you said earlier on about going back, if you had to go back to an PlayStation 4 after playing 5, that's what the guy said. He said it's kind of like it's dispiriting, like going back to a normal Xbox One X Xbox after playing the Series X. But you know, they're saying it's limited to the games he can, you know, like play and talk about backwards compatibility wise. But it's just. In general, it's just a faster.
You got a new girlfriend. It's like going back to your ex. Like, you don't want to go back. That's why I'm looking at my PS4 now, thinking the relationship's over.
Yeah, look, listen. Yeah,
I've met a new hottie. Yeah, she's on her way.
Yeah, it's.
And I'm just counting down the days till you're out the door.
I see.
Pack your bags. It's over. Sorry.
See, you've got a Pro. I've still got, like I said, I've still got my old original. Right? I'm kicking it old school.
I've got this shiny TV. And I just can't wait to see it. Because whenever I watch any trailers, like the PS4, like when I saw the new Spider-Man remastered trailer or Ratchet and Clank, and seeing it in like 4K on my TV, it just looks incredible. Honestly, it's just like, wow. Now, when you think you've got a good TV and you think, like, what is this upgrade? It is noticeably really good. Like my TV is just incredible.
Well, we bought a new TV, like I said, like about a month ago, and I said to my girlfriend the other day, I was like, "Do you realise I've got to buy a new TV?" And she was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Well, I've got to get a new TV for my PlayStation 5." And she basically said, "Fuck off," but not in so many words, you know, like.
Okay, yeah, it's understandable. Yeah. Like you only got it like a month ago.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Yeah.
Do you know the frame rates of your new TV?
No, I don't know.
Okay, we can talk about it afterwards.
Yeah,
You might not need to upgrade.
I've got to get the model number, which is at the back, and then I can have a look at the spec of it because I don't know. Like, it didn't say on the box, so
okay.
So basically, that was just saying it's a faster, more upscaled Xbox, which we kind of realized that's what we thought it would be anyway. So there's only so much you can look at, you can do using current gen games as well. So it's really going to come into its own when obviously you're playing the next gen game. So especially down the line, that's when they're both consoles are really coming into their own.
Yeah.
So that was the Xbox One previews. Then if you've got a next one.
I do, but before we move on, another question from a listener.
Oh yeah.
This time it's from Marcus, who also DM'd us on Twitter. So if you also want to DM us, it's PTPlayerspod at Twitter. So DM us any questions you got, games related, topics related, anything you like. Obviously, we will answer your questions on the show. He's put, "Hey lads, loving the podcast. I've got a question for both of you. We're on the eve of the next gen consoles. What's your favorite or first thing you like to do when you get a new console? Cheers, Marcus."
I like to plug it in. Set it up.
Such a dick sometimes.
What is it? What you call me?
I like to unbox it.
Yeah,
No, actually, I like to play around with the UI. The UI is like probably my I don't know. I'm a little bit geeky like that. I like to go through the UI, see the new thing. I like to play around with that. I like to put on like the most prettiest game possible I can. Yeah. Which is a bit like funny that we're going to put on a PS4 game, like our first game. So I might put on Miles first, just because I imagine that's going to look a little bit. Yeah. Obviously, Cyberpunk's going to look incredible as well, but yeah. Go on, sorry.
I was going to say the first thing I'll probably do is take a picture of it and put it on Instagram. That's what I'll do. Just to.
Of course, yeah.
And then I probably won't have time to look at the UI and everything. I'm just going to have to just get in and play a game, just do it.
Oh yeah, because you're strapped for time, aren't you?
So I'm just going to be like, don't talk to me. I've got to set this up, and I'm done. Yeah. So, do
you reckon they're going to bring back a really good startup sound? Because I miss the startup sound.
Oh yeah,
like that PS1 sound.
Yeah.
Like that sound just gives you chills still today. Hearing that sound, it just brings you back. I want them to bring back a really good startup tone. Because to be fair, I got my PS4 on mute. Like all the system sounds are completely mute because they got on my nerves. Like all the clicking.
I turned it on mute like a few weeks ago, and then I unmuted it because I missed the sounds. I want to have the.
That did my head in. I'll tell you off day one. And occasionally when I'm in like a party with other people and I can hear it, I'm like, that's what the PS4 sounds like, because I haven't heard it for years.
Yeah, no, I have to have one on.
Bring back a great startup tone. That would be a great thing. But yeah, cool. It's me, isn't it? Next news story, which is Spider-Man. So Spider-Man remastered details. So basically, on Twitter, Insomniac basically posted in the brief all the things that they've done with the remaster. So they've remade the city assets, ray tracing and ambient shadows, 40 frames on performance mode, near instant loading, 3D audio, increased population density, new photo mode features, and a new trophy list, which is like, fuck you, I got the platinum.
Yeah, after you got the platinum.
There's 3 new suits. The first one is going to be the Amazing suit, which is from Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man films. So that is kind of the upgrades. The PS4 version of Miles offers a free upgrade path of the PS5 version. So if you have bought the PS4 version, like I have, I've pre-ordered it, you will just get it free of charge on the PS5 once it's released where you are. Obviously, probably annoying.
So you got the Miles. You got Miles Morales on PS4.
Yes.
Did you say?
Yes.
Why? Why?
It's the same game.
Right. But it's
going
to look exactly the same as well.
No.
Right. But it's
a free upgrade.
I'm confused.
So
yeah. So
the game is on PS4 and PS5.
Yeah.
So if you buy the PS4 version, it's free to upgrade to the PS5 version.
Right. Okay.
So the PS5 and the PS4
okay.
version is the exact same. A bit like when you buy a Cyberpunk or whatever. You buy the game and it's the same.
You're going to
thing.
get an upgrade. Yeah.
But you get the upgrade, and there is an actual upgrade to it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I know it's all a little bit convoluted, isn't it? The standard edition is $49.99, and obviously the Ultimate Edition is $69.99, which is the same in pounds, which I know
weird
annoys you. But I guess premium for Americans to get it cheaper, I suppose, or I don't know. I don't know how they work out their currencies, but what's your thoughts on the whole edition and the upgrades and all things like that?
Well, I was going to buy it on PS5, like the Miles Morales, but now the more I think about it, like I said earlier on, the more I think about it, I probably will end up buying the Ultimate Edition.
Sure.
Do you get the DLC with that as well?
Yes, everything.
So I've never played the DLC either. So I've not finished the game. You get the DLC and you get Miles Morales for £20 more. I might as well just get the Ultimate Edition.
You 100%, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I've decided now. I'm all in. I'm getting the Ultimate Edition. So yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and I get to see Peter Parker's new face.
Exactly. Yeah. Obviously, we'll go on to that. But a question that a lot of people probably got is, what if you own the 2018 PS4 Spider-Man version? And basically, you can still play it, but it just won't be the remastered version. It will just look exactly the same as it does on your PS4 than it does on the PS5.
So you'll have version 1 face, not version 2.
Yes. So it'll be the exact same game that you got on your PS4. You can still play it through backwards capability, but it just won't be this new re-enhanced version, whatever. It's just poor communication from Sony. Like I said earlier, it's just they just don't communicate these things very well, and it's a little bit unclear. Because even when I bought the PS4 version, I was like, do I get this on PS5 now? There was you can't select a PS5 version. Okay. And so I actually, after I bought it, I took a screenshot and I tweeted the communities director at Insomniac, and I said, do I get this on PS5 as well? And he actually responded to me. And he said yes.
Okay.
So I've got confirmation, with my inside.
Yeah, you're inside. Yeah,
scoops. Yeah, been the same.
You should have said, "Do you want to send me a free code? You want to send me?"
After I bought it, yeah. Too late. Yeah, a bit like what we did with Avengers. I bought the game, but do you want to send me a code?
Yeah, and they didn't. So
exactly, they didn't. So I'm sure the upgrade. I'm not sure what the upgrade is on the Miles. I imagine it's obviously going to be the same ray tracing and 4K 60 stuff like that. So sorry, got a cough.
Rona.
But going on to the big kind of backlash was obviously the new face, which I'll read a little quick. I won't read the full thing, but a thing from Brian, who is the creative director at Insomniac, who obviously is the head of Spider-Man. He said, Today's news about the new Peter Parker face model has surprised some of you. And we as Insomniac totally understand your reaction. Heck, it even took me a while to get used to Peter's new look. But as discussed, the franchise future and moving to the PS5, it quickly became apparent that delivering an even more believable looking characters made finding a better facial match for our actor Yuri, who we all love as Peter. He goes on to say how much he loves the franchise and Spider-Man, how important he is, etc. I know obviously you've got your opinion on it, but honestly, I honestly don't care. I have to be honest. Like when I saw it, I was kind of like, okay, things that would have bothered me if they changed Peter to like Asian or black or a woman or even blonde, I'd be like, that's not Peter Parker. He doesn't look like that. He's changed from one guy's face to another guy's face. It's a face. Like as long as it's in the realm of could it look like Peter Parker? Yes, it does. Right. If you're saying it's better for the game, then just do it. So
I think for like me, it doesn't bother me that much because I do think the original Peter Parker model it did look a bit weird. It did look a bit odd. The only thing is he looks younger. He looks a lot younger. And this is supposed to be a more mature Spider-Man. He's been doing it for a few years. And he kind of looks near the same age as Miles Morales. And he's supposed to be a more, lived in Spider-Man. So that was the only addition I had. I know there's been a lot of backlash, and I dare say you're going to come to it, what you sent me earlier on.
Yeah.
I don't care about it that much. I don't care about a lot of stuff really that much. But yeah, that's the only issue I had. Is he just looks a bit younger. Is it going to affect me playing the game, and is it going to get in the way of me enjoying the game? No,
Exactly. Yeah. If they say this is going to make a better game, do it. Just do it. As long as you're not changing it to the realm of, like I just said, you make him blonde or black. Like, that's not what Peter Parker looks like. If you're saying this will be a better game, then just go for it.
Exactly.
It's kind of like there's so many versions of like Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Like, you can go back to the 90s cartoon, the movies. Like, there's so many, or the comic books. Each comic book run, Peter's face looks different. It looks different in the 90s comic books than Tom Holland. And Tobey Maguire looks different. They just, I don't know, but they all look like Peter Parker. And all right, he does look younger, definitely does look younger. But if you said, is there a 23-year-old or 21-year-old, whoever is supposed to be in this, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah.
Like, he looks 12. He could be an early 23, 21 or whatever it's supposed to be.
Whatever,
I'm kind of like, it's one face or the other. Ain't like I think, I prefer this face to that face. They're just their faces. I don't know.
Exactly.
That's my take on it.
I know. I know because I text you about it. I said I don't know if I'm a massive fan of it, but it's only because I say the age wise, but still not gonna. Yeah, like I say, it's still not gonna stop me enjoying the game. And then I did actually just look on Amazon to see how much to see if I could get the Ultimate Edition for PS5, and it's not on there. So, which is annoying. It's not on Amazon.
Sorry, what'd you say?
The PlayStation, the Ultimate Edition, the PS5, it's not on Amazon. So, only Morales one is. So, I have to come back to that.
Interesting. Amazon and Sony are always a bit weird with their
I know,
games.
When I was trying to get The Last of Us 2, I think it was like a week before. I kept looking on Amazon and I was like, it's not available. And then it was like, here it is. And it's like, well, a lot of people are going to go to Amazon to buy the games because it's Amazon. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I might look at Shop 2. No, maybe they've got it.
It's definitely available somewhere.
Yeah. I know very.
The backlash got so extreme that obviously Brian, who I said earlier, he's received kind of threatening tweets, which are kind of a little bit unacceptable and a little bit sad that people feel the need to do this. But one tweet, I don't know if we should repeat it really or give that person publicity. But
no, I don't think we should do it. To me, like, I'm just gonna like people who send threats and like death threats to people who make games or any sort of like media, films or anything. They're just fucking losers. It's just like, just get,
I agree.
If that's how they actually feel, they need to just get a hobby, which isn't, or like just get a life. Just don't. Why are you sending people threatening death threats because change their face or change it? It is sad. It's just I don't know.
Or they're a sociopath, or they've got some kind of. I don't feel like they're just mentally. Unfortunately, the worst part of social media is that it gives a platform to people that shouldn't have a platform or a voice.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of the voices are the extremes because generally normal people that have got a bit more of a level head see something and be like, and move on. Like I do. I see things all the time on Twitter like, that's just nonsense. I don't tweet it or I just get on with my day.
Yeah. Or you're like,
whatever.
Why would you put that on there? I wouldn't do that. And then like you say, you just move on. You're like, all right, well, I've got, I mean, I live in the real world,
exactly.
I'm just going to get on with my life. Yeah.
Exactly. So it makes you think what is going through the minds of these people that do actually respond to things.
Yeah.
They're a little bit more unstable. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But we won't give them any more a platform of what they said, because that's what they do it for. They do it for the attention and
you're right.
So,
I'm glad you stopped me there. I was just in two minds whether not to do it or not. But I agree. We won't say what got said. But the last part of the PS4, PS5 news, which is a little bit concerning in my opinion, although it's just a rumor, and it's because Yakuza, Like a Dragon, they confirmed that their PS4 game, the save data will not transfer over to PS5.
Oh, that's a big game as well. It's like they're big games. They're like they're meaty, meaty games, and so not even cloud saves. So there's nothing. It's not gonna
nothing. It just you would have to start again. However, on the Xbox Series X or the Series, it will work. You can, through smart delivery or whatever it's called, they will allow you to do it. That's really, if a lot of games are going to do that, that's going to be quite a big problem. Insomniac have confirmed that Miles will carry over. So like us in the UK, they will get the game on the 12th. And obviously we don't get the PS5 on the 19th. If you do decide to play it early, your save will carry over with Miles. Obviously the remastered version of Spider-Man, you do have to start a game because they're classing it as a completely separate game, which is understandable. It's a little bit at first when I first heard that, I was like, oh, really? But it makes sense. It's a completely brand new game. Another good thing is that you can actually upgrade, going back to the Miles thing, you can, if you, like me, I just bought the standard version. If I do want to get the ultimate version later on, I can upgrade in the game. There is a thing that you can just pay £20 and I can get the upgrade later on, which I probably might do.
Yeah.
But yeah, the backwards compatibility and the save things, like there's obviously Watch Dogs, Call of Duty Cold War and Cyberpunk, and obviously Assassin's Creed. None of them have been confirmed that the save will carry over. So with PlayStation, so there is a risk that all of them, some of them, none of them could actually, in fact, not cross over, which won't really affect me other than maybe Assassin's Creed potentially if I do get it.
Yeah.
But like, it's not a game that I would want to start again. Do you know what I mean? You played it for like a week or so, and then it's just
No, I'm quite looking forward to it because I've made, like, during the course of this podcast, I'm getting the Ultimate Edition, and I really enjoy it. I'll enjoy starting that again from the beginning because it's been couple of years since I played it. So I'll actually enjoy playing that again. So it's and you can I found it on Shop2Net and it's £68. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I thought it's weird. Like you say, get it out of a place with Amazon. It's just it's not even an out of stock. It just doesn't seem to exist on there. And it's like I don't know. But anyway, moving on from my shopping. My last news story this week is Xbox related again, and it's about the all access pre-orders in the UK. So you know the one where you can pay I think it's £28 a month for 2 years or £22 a month for 2 years for the S and X. So the pre-orders kind of went a little bit wrong. People are making the pre-orders through Game and Smith's Toys Shop, and they've gone through. They've said, your pre-order's gone through, and it's Klarna that's doing the credit side of it. But then people who pre-ordered it were actually getting emails saying, no, sorry, you haven't got one. So people they're kind of like, have I got one? Haven't I got one? And in some cases, it was people said they've got one, they've applied for it, they've got one, but then they haven't due to stock issues again. But because it does like a hard credit search because you apply for credit, it's affecting it. So it's kind of having a negative effect on their credit score, and they haven't got the console. So it's kind of a bit more. It's just adding to the whole pre-order fiasco. And some people have been saying, no, you ain't got one because they're out of stock, and then they get another email from Klarna saying, yeah, you've got it, and it's like they don't know if they've got it or not. Don't get me wrong, I think it's a really good idea if because you've got no upfront, like you say, it's no upfront cost and it's interest free. You just pay that a month, as long as you make your payments. Because obviously, if you start missing in that, you're going to get fees and whatnot. But it's again. They just obviously didn't put enough aside for the demand. I don't know. Maybe they should have had some sort of set limit instead of just putting them all through and then going, actually, no, sorry, you ain't got one. And
it's an unfortunate thing. A bit like we said before when we said about preparing when you pre-order. If you've got to fill in any form or fill in any details in the checkout thing, there's going to be too many people that have just gone past. And you might have had it at that time, but the time you fill in all that stuff and they do the credit check, it's gone. It's
like game, isn't it? Like people who had their pre-orders in their basket in game. By the time they got to the checkout, it was like, no, so they're gone now. Yeah. It's only because I got lucky. I logged into my Argos account and it was like, added to the trolley, this address, credit card, debit card or credit card, done, and I was out.
Yeah, exactly.
So again. Like we said last week, it's all luck, really. It's just luck whether you manage to pre-order one or not.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, there's a little bit of luck and a bit of persistence, a bit like you going back and checking it. I think that was
wise.
Wise, yeah. I was gonna say luck again, but I suppose
yeah.
it wasn't luck. You just got it. So yeah.
Yeah. Although
you'd be like me, and just be on edge like the whole time and secure 2.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm saying 2. I still have had nothing from game.
Nothing
from game at all. Yeah, obviously I've got confirmation.
See, Argos was really good. I got the confirmation email straight away, and then like a few hours later, I got the text coming through as well saying,
"Okay,
it's in the bag. It's being processed.
Sure.
It'll be delivered on release date." So, it's pretty exciting.
I spoke to my brother the other day, and he said he actually is going to switch from Xbox to PlayStation.
Oh right, yeah.
And he kind of said, "Oh, you still got your second one? Can I buy off of you?"
Yeah.
So I was like, "Nah." Said it on even. No, I'm joking. No. Yeah. So yeah, I'll probably, if I do have it, then I'll be giving it to my brother. So
yeah. Oh, does he want a digital as well then? So
he only does digital. He says he doesn't buy discs either.
Oh, okay.
You're the only dinosaur.
I know. I am like a dinosaur. Yeah. I am,
I know, it's a strange thing.
Disc
so much convenient. It's so much more convenient. Like you got to think when you get your PlayStation on day one. Although it's a bit difficult, it's day one. I've still got to download it. But when you get the disc, like a bit like what you happened with you with Mafia, you have to then wait for it to update, install. The time it comes to the delivery, the post as well. It's literally midnight. It unlocks. It's done. You wake up in the morning. You want to play it. It's done. I don't know. That experience is so much better.
Yeah, I just like this. With me as well. Like Mafia, we'll talk about later on. I'll probably sell that. I can get a little bit. I can recoup a little bit of money on that.
Is that why you're rolling in the money?
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah. And then like if you don't pick a game up, day one, if you see a game and you're like, oh, actually, it looks quite good, but I'm not sure it's going to be a day one, purchase. You can wait a little bit down the line and you can get it pre-owned, like cheaper than, So I just think it pays to be a disc dino. That's what I. That's my new
disc dino
tagline.
Yeah.
Disc dino. Yeah. But I think that's it. For the news this week. Is a little bit of. We're kind of lucky every week that there is a lot of news. So some weeks there'll be none. So
exactly. We was complaining about PlayStation or Sony, whatever, not being very. At least it makes for good news each week that they're good at communicating.
Yeah.
They just done it all in one go. It would just be like 1 week done. It's over. No more news. So
and we hope. My listeners like long episodes because just lately they have been, they've been quite long. So.
Sure, and they've been short. We was hitting like 2 hours, and then the last couple have been like an hour and 40.
Okay, me personally, I like a long podcast, but
there's no rules. It hits 2 hours, it goes over 2 hours, under 2 hours. But it's when we first planned this, we planned to do them for like what, an hour?
An hour, yeah. And
I don't think we've never done that. So
no.
So
this week's main topic is it best decade in gaming? Because I know you've put together a list of games that come out next year, and you're saying, is that going to be the ultimate year? Yes. So we've got a list here of like not every game because that would just be ridiculous, and there'd be hundreds of games or thousands of games. But we've got like the big games, what we consider the big games that come out each year from 2010 up to 2020. We're just going to go through. We'll read what games come out that year that we've picked, what ones that we like, and then we'll go for our favorite year, and our least favorite year. And then we'll talk about the games that are coming out in 2021. So, if I don't know if you want to start, Reese, or do you want me to go with 2010?
Yeah, you can start, and then I'll do 2011.
Yeah. So back in 2010, so the games we've got here, we've got Red Dead Redemption 1. Red Dead Redemption 1, not Red Dead 1, but Red Dead Redemption 1 got released. Mass Effect 2, which I've previously said is one of my all-time favourite games. Super Mario Galaxy 2, Call of Duty Black Ops, again, one of my, I love that game when it came out. Fallout New Vegas, again, and love that game.
Is this your straight away?
Well, I know, looking at it now, yeah. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, never played that one. Halo Reach, good game, really like that game. BioShock 2, great game. God of War 3, great game. Heavy Rain never played, and Uncharted Lost Legacy. I didn't play that either. So it's quite a lot of games in there. I love Fallout New Vegas, love Mass Effect 2, love Red Dead 1, Call of Duty Black Ops. The original one was really strong game. BioShock 2 was brilliant. Halo Reach, I really enjoyed that. God of War 3. So yeah, that is it could be a contender for me. Early prediction for a contender on that one for me.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's a lot of really strong games in there. BioShock 2, God of War 3, Red Dead are the ones that stand out to me.
Yeah.
Like I said before, I've missed out on Mass Effect, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Never played New Vegas, never played Brotherhood. Black Ops was good. I think that was like the last COD that I really got into.
Yeah, me too, actually.
One of the last ones I got into. And then Heavy Rain is a great game as well. So Quantic Dream. So yeah. 2011. So starting it off with Skyrim. Arkham City, which is the best out of all the Arkham games in my opinion. Portal 2, which I never played, but I know some people consider it their favorite game of all time. Uncharted 3, COD Modern Warfare 3, Zelda Skyward Sword, Gears of War 2, Dead Space 2, Dark Souls, and Minecraft.
Okay, so that's another really strong year as well. So
yeah,
for me, their top ones I've got to be obviously Skyrim, Arkham City. Never played Portal 2. I have got it, but I've never played it.
Okay.
COD Modern Warfare campaign was all right, but I didn't like the online. Thought it was pretty crap. Never played Zelda Skyward Sword. Gears of War 2, I think, is the best Gears game. Really, it's 2. It goes for me 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, Judgment 4. 4 is rubbish. Then we've got Dead Space 2 as well. Dead Space 2 is such a good game. I love that game.
Yeah, underrated game.
Yeah. So yeah, another strong year.
Yeah.
What are your picks for that year? Skyrim's got to be up there most likely.
Yeah, everybody's got to pick Skyrim, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a great game. Arkham City is probably my favorite out of all the lot there.
Okay.
And Uncharted 3 was also a very good game.
Yeah. Okay.
The rest I probably missed out on. Like I said, unfortunately, I never played Portal 2. Zelda never played because was it Wii U? That was Wii U, I imagine.
Yeah, I don't know actually.
I think it is Wii U.
Okay.
Is it Wii or Wii U? It's one of the two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never played it. Obviously, I never had an Xbox, so I never played Gears. Dead Space 2 I have played. Very good game. Obviously, Dark Souls is not my type of game. And obviously, I've played Minecraft, which is obviously everybody knows what Minecraft is. It was a sensation.
Yes.
Of its time, wherever you want to think of the game, but in terms of numbers and selling them things, it's quite incredible, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. So then we move on to 2012. We've got Far Cry 3, Assassin's Creed 3, Dishonored, Mass Effect 3, Halo 4, Max Payne 3, and Telltale's The Walking Dead, Diablo 3, and Journey. So not as good as some of the others, the other 2 previous years there. Halo 4 was a bit of a disappointment for me. Mass Effect 3 was good, but the ending was a little bit weak. I played Dishonored, but I just didn't get on with it, so I never finished it. Same with Max Payne 3, played it, didn't really enjoy it, so stopped playing. The Walking Dead, I did play that the year it came out, got all them. I enjoyed that. That was quite a good game. I'd say the best game that year for me was Far Cry 3.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I second that. Yeah. Far Cry 3 was definitely the best one there. Assassin's Creed 3, did I play? Yeah, that's the American one, isn't it? American Revolution one.
Yeah.
Or American Civil War, whatever. No, Revolution.
Is the War of Independence.
Yeah. Journey's a fantastic game. And the rest, I don't think I played. Obviously, Dishonored's not my type of thing. And I'm just going to be repeating myself. I haven't played the rest, so... Oh no, I played Diablo 3 actually. That's a fantastic game for that type of game.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I quite like the totally different when The Walking Dead, Telltale's Walking Dead come out. But I remember buying that like I was really into the comic and the TV show.
Sure.
And I remember buying it the day it came out on Xbox Live. Just downloaded it.
Yeah. Was that Game of the Year? 2012?
Could have been, it might have been.
I think it was Game of the Year.
Yeah, no, it's a really good game.
Where we're going to now, 2013. So GTA 5, small indie game. Last of Us, the first one, obviously, part 1.
Never heard of it. Yeah, never heard of it.
Tomb Raider, obviously the remake. Assassin's Creed Black Flag, BioShock Infinite, Mario 3D World, Devil May Cry, which I imagine is another remake, Saints Row 4, Gone Home, and Metro Last Light.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, highlights there are the first 4, maybe 5. I think are all fantastic. GTA, Last of Us, Tomb Raider, Black Flag, and BioShock. I liked all those games. Even Mario 3D World, I actually played that. That was actually definitely a Wii U game. And is that the one coming next year in February on Switch?
What one's that? Sorry.
3D World, Mario 3D World. That's the one coming in February.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've played Tomb Raider, the remake. That was really good. Enjoyed that. Never played Assassin's Creed Black Flag. BioShock Infinite wasn't as strong a game for me. I didn't enjoy it as much.
Yeah.
GTA 5. Oh yeah, it's still good. Yeah, just not as I preferred the Rapture setting.
Yeah.
GTA 5 and the game there obviously is going to stand out for me is The Last of Us original.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Even though it's a bit of a bitter taste in my mouth after what number 2 was, but yeah, it's got to be Last of Us.
Yeah. Even shout out to Gone Home. Did you ever play Gone Home?
No.
That game is so interesting because it's such a short game, like a little indie game. Mm-hmm. And I honestly thought it was going to be some like horror game because you're in this, just walking around this house. And it honestly isn't. It's, I'm not going to spoil it because it's such about the story, but it's one of the most interesting, a bit like Journey, one of the most interesting indie games I've ever played. It's
I've never played Journey either.
Journey's fantastic.
Yeah, I never played.
Yeah, very short experiences. You can actually beat them in like, I don't know, 2, maybe 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
But they're
I saw
literally
Journey, and I thought, you know what, it looks a bit wanky. So I was like, I'm not going to bother.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fine.
Moving on to 2014, we got Dragon Age Inquisition, which I started playing, never finished. Far Cry 4, Destiny, one for you. Shadow of Mordor, Alien Isolation, Assassin's Creed Unity, Mario Kart 8, and Watch Dogs. So I don't know if you're seeing a pattern here. A lot of Assassin's Creed games. It's just, one a year. That's when it was back 1 a year, and they started breaking. So the big game there for me, I would have to say, in retrospect, I never played Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. I only played it on the Switch, but
sure.
A great game. I know everyone said it was a really good game. The game there for me would have to be Shadow of Mordor. Really, I love that game. Really good. Like you say, Arkham style combat. We've talked about it before on the podcast on our best third party episode. So if you haven't listened to that, go back and give it a listen. It was a good episode. And also liked Alien Isolation from that year.
I never played
proper
Isolation.
Horror. Oh, it was good. I remember showing my girlfriend about it. And I was like this horror game, and I was set in the Alien universe, and she thinks she'd seen a couple of the films, and she was like, "I get it." So she actually bought it. And I was like, "All right, cool." And she don't like horror films, and I was like, "All right, you're gonna play it?" She's like, "Aren't you scared of a game? I'll play it." Anyway, we got it back. We started playing it, and then she just used to like throw the controller on the floor and cover her face, saying she can't do it because when there's xenomorphs like stalking you. And in the end, I used to play it, and she watched it, and then she just got, like most times she starts playing games, she got bored, and I completed it. I finished it. But completely after the mess that was Colonial Marines, that kind of clawed back a little bit of credibility for the Alien franchise. But really good. And Far Cry 4 was good, but it's kind of a little bit more of the same from Far Cry 3.
I wasn't a fan of 4. 4 was fine. It's just like you said, it's not as good as 3, and it's just a bit of a clone. Yeah, it
is good. Like at the beginning, if you don't move, he only asks you to wait there. So when the guy walks out and he asks you to wait and you escape, if you do just wait there, he comes back in and you just get a trophy.
Okay.
So that was pretty good. But
I do remember that. You turn to the other door and you got the ashes there, and you just can end the game. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. So that was 2014. I've got to say, still 2010 so far for me.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know if you want to take 2015.
Well, I'll say my thoughts on 2014 if you don't mind me.
No, you would take 2015 and you would take
it's just about you. It's just 2014 is just budget.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with most of what you just said. Yeah, Shadow of Mordor is definitely a pick. Surprisingly, I'm not going to say Destiny because I never even beat the campaign in original Destiny. I just jumped out. Yeah. I couldn't do it. It was too grindy. And at that time, I never played multiplayer games with other people, really. I was literally playing by myself, and it's not a fun game to play by yourself. Watch Dogs, the original Watch Dogs, I generally quite liked it. I think it was the unpopular opinion because a lot of people didn't like it, but I think I preferred it to the second one, to be fair. So same as you, Dragon Age, I started it, never finished it. Unity was the broken Assassin's Creed, unfortunately, which no one liked. And the rest I haven't played. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What was it? Was anything there? No. Yeah. I've said my thoughts on it. Yeah. So, yeah. 2015.
So, The Witcher 3, obviously The Wild Hunt, Metal Gear Solid, Phantom Pain, Fallout 4, Arkham Knight, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Bloodborne, Halo 5, Until Dawn, Dying Light, Mad Max, The Order 1886. What a fucking strong year.
It is a strong year. Not as strong as 2010, though, I don't think. But give your thoughts of the games then, and I'll do mine afterwards.
You could arguably say the best game on the list is there. The Witcher might be the best game on this list.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know you're a huge fan of Fallout. Obviously, Fallout 4 is a great game. Arkham Knight, as much as I think City's better, but Arkham Knight was still a great game. It's the first time you get to Rome as Gotham City and stuff. Phantom Pain is a great game. Also, it's one of the first Metal Gears that I really got into because it's one of the franchises that I have kind of skipped. Bloodborne, not my type of game, but I know people love that. Some people's favorite exclusive on the PS4, if you like that type of Souls game. Rise of the Tomb Raider, I thought was a really good game. It brought it slightly closer to Uncharted. It was almost like I preferred the first Tomb Raider, the remake when you're on the island and stuff, and I think it was a slightly better story. I feel like this was too much copying Uncharted. Until Dawn is a great game, very similar to the Quantic Dream games, very narrative. I never finished it though. Dying Light, once again, I started that, never finished it, but once again, it was a really good game. Mad Max, once again, started it, never finished it. It's the theme of...
Love that game. Yeah.
I know you really like that game. And I never played it all done. I know you obviously like that one, so...
Yeah.
And obviously I never played Halo because I don't have a shit box.
Yeah. So, my thoughts kind of mirror yours. I haven't played Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain. Witcher 3, absolutely love that game. I completed it this year on the Switch, so 5 years after it came out. Fallout
That's a good
4,
point. I never finished that either.
Yeah. Fallout 4, massive fan of the Fallout games. Went to a midnight launch for that one. Arkham Knight, good game, but not as good as I'd say Asylum was probably the best one. Rise of the Tomb Raider I've started, but not finished. I haven't played Bloodborne because
what? You say Asylum's better than City?
Yeah, I love Asylum. Yeah, I think Asylum's. Yeah,
really?
Asylum's.
You're on the wrong side of history,
more linear. Halo 5 I haven't played, but I will get round to it, even though it's kind of like more of a interactive film, I think, than an actual game. Until Dawn I haven't played. I've got it on my library, but I did watch a playthrough of it when it was like really, really good. And like the playthrough I watched of it, they was like mucking about and it was quite funny. So that was good. Dying Light.
Have you got it on your library?
Yeah.
It's PS Plus game a few years ago.
Dying Light I started, but then I started it just before Fallout 4 came out, and again, once Fallout 4 came out, I never went back to it. Mad Max, now that is, again, we've talked about it on our previous episode, the best third-party games. I love that game. It's so underrated. Not enough people know about that game and play it. It needs, it needs a bit more love for what the kind of game it is. And that, again, was a PlayStation Plus game. Added to my library one day, wanted time to play, downloaded it, give it a punt, and it was just really enjoyable. And The Order 1886, really short game, but I thought it was quite good. I know it got a lot of stick. When it first came out, saying it wasn't, very innovative, and like the bosses were just repeated and like. But yeah, it told a good story, and just fun to play. So yeah, that was another good year. I'd say the best one there, though, like you said, is The Witcher 3. And then for me, it'd probably be Mad Max, because I love that game.
Over Fallout 4?
Oh, yeah, Fallout 4. All right, well, The Witcher, Fallout 4, and then Mad Max, yeah.
I was going to say, that's a big one for Mad Max being that, for you.
But anyway, more people should play Mad Max. You can get it really cheap now. I saw some guy on Instagram, and he's I didn't follow him or anything. It was just like a random post, like, he bought a load of Xbox games, and he picks it out. I think he picks it out for like £10. So it's definitely worth.
So it's going to be on your this day in gamer where it's really inconvenient. Like this is on NES, like £10 on eBay. You play up there. Yeah.
Oh, actually, today's This Day in Gaming is really good, and it's one of my all-time favorite games. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, let's jump to 2016. We've got Uncharted 4, No Man's Sky. I know it wasn't very well received when it came out, but I'll put it on there. Battlefield 1, Mafia 3, Titanfall 2, Firewatch, The Division, Final Fantasy 15, Overwatch, and Gears of War 4. So, another, I don't know, the best game for me there would be Titanfall 2. Not played Firewatch, but I've heard really good things about it.
I played it. It's good.
I remember you picking up No Man's Sky saying it was really bad. I remember you picking up Mafia 3 saying it was really bad. So I avoided them. The Division, we both played The Division together, and we really enjoyed that. So that was a good game. Yeah. As well as Battlefield 1, we both played that, and we used to play that online a lot, didn't we, when it first came out? And that was we enjoyed that. Uncharted 4, you lent me, and I never get back to you. I've actually still got it now. So that was quite a good
you got the disc. I'm over discs.
I've got a disc. Yeah, I've got a disc. Yeah, I actually.
Would it be on the collection? Well, I'll get it back when I get my collection on the PS5. Is it one of the games in the collection?
Yeah. Well, I've got the disc, and I'm pretty sure it was on PlayStation Plus as well. So I've got it on that as well. I've got it everywhere now.
Oh, Christ.
But yeah,
no, I don't think it has been. That was the Nathan Drake collection. So that was the first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, some good games there. Yeah, the best one for me, as I said, would have to be Titanfall 2, and then for enjoyment playing it would be The Division.
Yeah. I think Uncharted 4 is probably the best game there, just because obviously it's Naughty Dog and they just make fantastic games. But yeah, I remembered now that you actually jogged my memory. We did actually play Battlefield 1 together, and obviously we played The Division. I really liked The Division. And obviously Firewatch, once again, is quite a little indie game, but it's very good. Best theme on the PlayStation 4 is the Firewatch theme. It's brilliant. Okay. It actually changed from daytime to nighttime, depending on what time of day it is in real life. It's actually it's really cool. It's like my favorite one.
I've got a Ghost of Tsushima theme on mine.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
You got it with the Amazon, when you bought the game on Amazon, you got a code.
Oh, did you? Okay. Okay. I haven't seen that. But yeah, The Division was great. I never played Final Fantasy, Overwatch, Gears, and obviously the other two at that time and that year were just terrible. Mafia 3 was the worst lightning I've ever seen in any game, like I've said before. And No Man's Sky was awful in 2016. Obviously, it's had two massive expansions, and I think it's a completely different game. I would honestly give it another go, but obviously I'm not paying for it again. I kind of begrudge paying for it again.
I kind of regret not picking it up, because obviously when it was come out and it was like absolute dog shit, and everyone was saying how bad it was. You could pick it up for nothing, like I know, like £8
really
or something. You could really cheap. I didn't do it, and then now it's supposed to be a really good game. Like they've got added all these features and that, and they've got the massive like sandworms and base building, multiplayer, and customize your ship and everything. And now obviously it's going to be more expensive to buy it again. So I kind of regret not picking it up when it was cheap, but maybe one day. I don't know. I doubt it. I don't know why I said that, but yeah. It's 2017. That's if you're going to take that one.
Yeah, I think this is when it starts. The big dicks start coming out swinging.
Yeah, yeah.
So we got obviously Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Horizon, Persona 5, Resident Evil 7, Nier Automata, Cuphead, Destiny 2, which I feel like came out longer than that, PUBG, and Assassin's Creed Origins. Well, that it's contended for the best year, to be honest with you. Just obviously Zelda, one of the best games.
Yeah.
Horizon is probably my favorite, and obviously Destiny 2 are my two personal favorites. But I really like Origins. It was the first time, it's when they changed Assassin's Creed to the every other year and changed it into like an RPG.
Yeah.
And obviously, although I haven't played Persona because I'm kind of a little bit scared of the game, of how long it is. Obviously, it's arguably the best JRPG. Obviously, I know everybody loves Resident Evil, and I'm currently playing Nier, so I've got only great things to talk about that, and
Okay, yeah.
Just hits, aren't they? All of them. So
yeah. For me, it has to be Zelda Breath of the Wild there. Mario Odyssey, I got that during lockdown. I haven't finished it yet, but that was a good game. Haven't played Nier Automata. Destiny 2 I played a little bit because it was again on PlayStation Plus. I haven't played Assassin's Creed Origins. Horizon, it was all right. Like I say, for me, it was kind of one of those games where I just had to finish it just because I wasn't enjoying it that much.
Yep.
But yeah, for me, it's got to be Zelda Breath of the Wild for that year. Yeah, it's a pretty good game.
Yeah, there's a lot of very good games on that list.
So 2018, then this is another year for me that could be game like best year.
Yeah, before we do any of these lists, this year was my year. My head was like, this is the best year.
Yeah, again for me as well.
Straight away, yeah.
Yeah. Until I saw, like, when I read like 2010, I was like, hang about, this is
exactly. This is a competition.
But, yeah. 2018, it was a good year. So you had Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War, Spider-Man, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Monster Hunter Worlds, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Far Cry 5, and Ni no Kuni 2. So the first three games alone just make that year. It's just Red Dead 2, God of War, Spider-Man, done. You don't really need to say anything more because it speaks for itself, really. It's just, some of the strongest games.
They're 10s, aren't they? Yeah, they're pretty much 10s.
Yeah, just...
all of them are 10s in my opinion. So, Smash Bros, although I haven't played it as much as I thought I would, is a great game. Monster Hunter was the first time I ever played a Monster Hunter Worlds, and it's a great game, but I just don't have time to, like I've said before, it's so grindy. Odyssey is probably my favorite Assassin's Creed other than Black Flag. It just enhanced on what they did in Origins, and they just made it even more RPG. And that's why I'm kind of looking forward to this year's Valhalla. Celeste is that's obviously a platformer. And I believe that might be the highest, or other than Red Dead, I think that is the second highest scored game of that year. Like, people say that's like the perfect platformer, although it's not my type of game. But I'm pretty sure on Metacritic it's Celeste. I think it's sitting on I think it's like 92, 94. That is like a ridiculously high score. Same as Fire Z. Obviously, it's very highly reviewed in terms of a fighting game. I wasn't a fan of Far Cry 5, if I'm honest with you. And a bit like what we said last week, I've always wanted to play a Ni no Kuni 2, or Ni no Kuni in general. And I think Ni no Kuni 2 would probably be the one that I would go back to. Yeah.
I just want to give a little honourable mention out to the 2017. I forgot to put it down. Hollow Knight came out in 2017. That's another great game, little indie game. 2D Castlevania Metroidvania, style game. Yeah, that was really good. I enjoyed it. Again, they got that on the Switch.
Yeah, that was very good. Was that 2017
didn't finish
or
it because it was 2017. I think it first came out on the PC.
Okay.
So yeah.
Was the Switch version 2018 though? Because I feel like I played that then.
Yeah, the Switch version. I bought the Switch version last year, and I think it came out maybe 2018. So
yeah.
I'm looking at this thing now. It doesn't say when it came out for the Switch, but yeah, really good game. I haven't finished it because it's too hard. So, and it's one of those games. You stop playing it, you kind of can't easily go back into it. So,
yeah.
So that was a little honorable mention there. You want to take away 2019?
Yeah. So we got Resident Evil 2 remake, Kingdom Hearts 3, Fallen Order, which obviously you've beat, Fire Emblem, 3 Houses, Luigi's Mansion 3, Untitled Goose Game, The Outer Worlds, Pokemon Sword and Shield, Control, and Sekiro. Yeah, Control was probably my favorite game, and I really like Fallen Order actually. I always forget about that game. It's like a really good game, but it's really forgettable, which sounds like a really backhanded compliment. But it's a really good game. But I just forget that we actually had a good Star Wars game this generation. I've decided that we haven't, but that is actually it. Control is also a really good game, and more people should play it. And the rest, I think I just didn't play, to be honest.
Yeah, looking at this
I played Fire Emblem, actually. Sorry to cut you off there. Fire Emblem is a very good game.
I remember. I think you've talked about that in one of the previous episodes, haven't you? Fire Emblem. And one of the podcasts I listened to, they went into it a lot. And it's like sounds quite good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Looking at this list, it turns out I didn't actually play that many games that come out in 2019. So I played Pokemon Sword and Shield, which we've talked about before. Good game, too easy though, really easy. And then the only other game I played that year was The Outer Worlds, which was, I'd say that was probably, from the process of elimination, that was probably the best game I played that year. So for me personally, this could be the weakest year, just due to the fact I didn't really play a lot that come out.
Well, last year.
Maybe. So, and then that moves us on to 2020. We've got Cyberpunk, obviously hasn't come out yet. Doom Eternal, Animal Crossing, The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is yet to come out, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, and Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Half-Life Alyx, which is obviously the VR game. So, played more games this year, and there's more games I'm going to play.
There's a few of them on there that haven't come out yet.
It's got to be, game of the year on that list has got to be Last of Us 2. No, I'm joking. So far, I suppose it would have to be Ghost of Tsushima because, I noticed that he didn't put Mafia Remake on this list. So,
Yeah, I didn't put it down. He didn't put it down. I don't think out of all them games in that list, I don't think it was it makes the cut personally.
No,
I don't know if you disagree.
Yeah, no, I don't think it does.
No,
so I know you've played the Final Fantasy VII Remake. You've played Animal Crossing. So what's your game there? What's your pick of the game this year?
It's hard. I don't know. It's also obviously subjective, and it's all down to personal taste. And they're all such different games. The game I probably had the most fun with would probably be Ghosts. I think the best game on that list is probably that I've played, obviously excluding Cyberpunk, is The Last of Us in terms of just objectively like what a game is. Probably my favorite game at the end of the year could easily be Spider-Man. I just love Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
When Spider-Man, I could love that. And Resident Evil Remake is fantastic. Obviously, I don't have the nostalgia because I never played the original, but it's actually made me interested in Final Fantasy games. And Animal Crossing is not just because it's sold so well, is generally a really, really, actually a really good game. And I am thinking about jumping into the Halloween stuff. They've got the new season that launched this week. So you can, but then because I've left it for so long, my island is just absolutely shit.
Yeah,
because I've not done it and I haven't doing all the seasons. But it's such a good ongoing game where you can just log in each morning. It's the game of like lockdown. It came out at such a perfect time when we was all in lockdown. I was at home, and just every morning I had a few hours to myself, and it was just, let's just play this. Let's just get my little apples and peaches and go fishing and go around my little island. And it's a very good game to play by yourself each morning. But
no, definitely. My niece has got it. I might play it, see what it's like. I never played an Animal Crossing before, so I might just nick it off her and just give it a go.
Yeah, no, it's a good game.
So then we move on to 2021. So what's coming next year? Obviously, God of War 2 has been announced for 2021. Whether or not it will come out then, we're not sure. Hopefully. Horizon 2, that's definitely 2021, is it?
Once again, none of these are officially confirmed, are they? But I think it said 2021.
Yeah. Resident Evil: The Village. We've got Far Cry 6, Hogwarts Legacy, Halo Infinite, Gotham Knights, Deathloop, Hitman 3, and Ratchet and Clank, the new Ratchet and Clank. So, what's it called? What's the subtitle for Ratchet and Clank?
Shattered Dimensions.
Shattered Dimensions. Okay, yeah.
Is it? Yeah. I wasn't sure, so I just put PS5. Everybody knows what we're talking about. Obviously, this podcast could age very poorly, and some of these could be pushed to another year. There could be some big games that actually have not been announced yet that come next year. Obviously, there's no big Nintendo games. We could get Breath of the Wild 2 next year, which could change. Completely change that list. Which I think could actually happen. I would be a little surprised if it doesn't happen next year. So, do you think that list has the potential to be the best, or there's not? It doesn't have that potential.
I'd say looking forward to Gotham Knights. God of War is the one I'm most looking forward to. I'm really also interested in Hogwarts Legacy. Halo Infinite, if they've taken the time to make it look like a better, more enjoyable game, then that could be good. And I'm more interested in Deathloop now as well after seeing that second trailer. So it's there's a lot of potential there.
Not interested in Horizon or Ratchet?
I will play Horizon. Ratchet, I've never really played any of them, so it's not really it's like Crash for me. I just kind of don't, not really interested in it.
Yeah.
So I know the new Crash came out this week, and I was just kind of like, no, I don't even.
Yeah, I almost bought it. The review kind of persuaded me of that it's sitting on a lot higher score than when we did our predictions.
Yeah,
we predicted it to be a lot lower and not be nowhere near as good. So
it's getting
some good people that like Crash are saying this is the best Crash. So
okay, yeah, so
solved a lot of the frustration problems as well. So
it's so for me, I will play Horizon 2 because it does look kind of good, like the new elements are added to it, and I do like the robot like dinosaurs and that.
It's so cool. The actual concept.
It's a good, but there's a lot of potential there, but the proof's in the pudding. You know what I mean? And like we say, half of them might not even get released next year. So
sure, although this could get stronger,
exactly. Like Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, or it could be really good. Starfield might come out next year. Elder Scrolls 6,
exactly.
All that. No, but so I'm gonna go on to my favorite year. So for me, the favorite year has got to be right back in the ye olde days of 2010. That's my.
Is that your winning year?
Yes, my winning year. Yeah, it's just so many strong games that year. It's crazy. And that's my pick.
Okay. I think I'm probably going to go 2018, but I think 2021 does have the potential, because I kind of think about 2018, like you said, it's that them first 3, maybe 4 games there that really do it for me. Is the Red Dead, God of War, Spider-Man, and Odyssey are the ones for me. And can 2021 hit 4 massive games that I think it can. Like God of War 2, Horizon 2, Gotham Knights, Ratchet, Hogwarts could all, and obviously unannounced games, could all be really really great games for me. So
Yeah,
2018 is my initial thought before even doing this list. And I think, but then 2021, this year is really good. Well, we haven't ended the year yet, and this year's list is really strong.
Exactly, yeah, and right, especially the back end of the year. Big games coming out. Yeah.
Cyberpunk, Miles, Valhalla, like there's some really strong games there. 2018 is. I will commit, and I'll go 2018.
So you've gone 2018, I've gone 2010. I just couldn't really not choose 2010 because there's a Fallout game in there. You got Mass Effect 2, you got BioShock 2, you got Red Dead 1. It just had to be 2010 for me.
Yeah.
And I'd say my weakest year was last year because I just didn't play anything. So
yeah, fair enough. I don't think for me it's not I probably didn't play as many games last year either, but I think the weakest year. What year was it? Maybe 2012 for me. 2014. 2012, 2014 are two very weak years for me. So
yeah, for me as well. Yeah, it's just 2014. I love. Far Cry 4 was good, and as I say, love Shadow Mordor and Alien Isolation. So
there's only like one game I can pick out of all that list that I kind of think is great. Where there's a rest, I can either pick out two or maybe more. But the most I can pick out, which I really like, is 2018 potentially. No,
it's good. Some really, like we were saying, some really good games, like big strong games in the last decade that have come out. And it's hopefully will only get bigger and better. So
I can imagine.
Looking forward to jumping into, and that obviously was split over 2 generations. So looking forward to jumping. Well, it's going to be 3 generations in this decade. There will be 3 generations, isn't there? So 2020. So
no, 2020 is the new. We're in a new decade.
Well, you say it, but then some people say it doesn't start until 2021 because it's
So it's 10. So then your winning one is the decade before.
Oh, listen. Don't worry about it. All right. Let's
no,
not go into it.
You're the one that made that rule up.
No, you just don't worry about it.
You got have 2010 and 2020 in the same decade.
Oh, we should have stopped at 2019 then. We shouldn't have included 2020.
I suppose, yeah.
Right, listeners, don't worry about what we're saying. We're just gonna leave it there. Well, there was some good games. That's what we're gonna say. Good games, good times were had by all. And then looking forward to playing Cyberpunk and Spider-Man Ultimate Edition now.
Yeah, well,
my next 2 definite buys. I might get Valhalla.
I'm a maybe as well. Yeah, kind of like I probably might purchase one other game around launch window, and I'm kind of split between Godfall and Valhalla. So I'm not sure which is going to be which, because I saw the trailer. I don't know if you saw the recent trailer for Godfall, because I was kind of put off by it because everybody keeps like saying how generic it is. Although I thought it looked quite good, and then I was like, oh, maybe it's not. Maybe people just know things that I don't know, and it's not as good as I thought it's going to be. And then I saw the trailer for it again, and it looks really cool. So I might get it.
I'll have a look. Yeah, I'll give it a look. I just think buying Assassin's Creed Valhalla that close to Cyberpunk, it's just not going to get played. You know what I mean? It's just might as well leave some for when there is much coming out. So
sure.
And I've got such a backlog as well. It's unreal.
Well, it's the unfortunate thing. What happened in 2018 was Odyssey came out, and then Red Dead came out like a few weeks afterwards. Same thing, and obviously everybody knows about Odyssey being a little bit long and grindy. I just didn't have time to finish it. Thankfully God of War came out in that springtime, completely isolated by itself for me. And then Spider-Man came out in September, I believe.
Yeah, September.
Once again, I had plenty of time to beat that. Then Odyssey came out, but then unfortunately Red Dead Redemption 2 was right around the corner, and obviously I had to play that first, which is a very good game, although
You don't like it as much as everyone else.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's still, like I just said before, objectively, it's a fantastic game, and I appreciate the work, despite my personal taste not really liking the characters. Like, I just don't like
I
the characters
love
still.
Arthur Morgan. This he's brilliant.
Yeah, he's a hypocrite. But yeah, let's move on.
He's one of the best protagonists you'll ever play in a video game.
No, it's too flawed. The story's flawed, there's too many flaws in it. But yep.
Yeah, we'll have to
moving on.
Yes.
Unless you want to talk about why you're wrong about The Last of Us Part 2.
No, I don't want to go into that again. No.
Anyway, we'll go on to Mafia Impressions or early review or whatever you want to call it. Just our thoughts on the game. Hopefully Brad has finally played a video game this week. And that game is Mafia. So I'm sure the listeners are waiting.
Yeah, so should we tie this into what we've been playing as well? So
I suppose, yeah.
Because I've been playing it. Yeah, so I did start Mafia. I was talking before the podcast. If it wasn't for the podcast, I don't know if I'd still be playing it. I don't know. I don't know how far I'm into it. I played it for a few hours. I just don't know if I'm enjoying it or not. And that's there's nothing worse than playing a game you're not enjoying because you're just kind of slogging through.
Yeah.
I don't really like you said last week, I don't really like the driving. It looks good, but some of the controls feel a bit dated, and the shooting ain't great, and the driving's terrible, and I'm not invested in the story, if I'm honest with you. I don't really care about any of it.
Sure.
It makes it sound like a bad game, but it's all right. I'll stick with it, and I will finish it. But it's not one of these games that I'm like I did with Ghost, go back and get every trophy and platinum it and everything else. I don't know what it is about it. I think it maybe is the story. It just didn't grip me, and then adding on to the controls and I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of it.
Yeah,
which is a shame.
About the story, I thought that would be the one thing that you would thought was decent. I guess you're not very far into it, are you?
No. So there's a big race, and the last mission I did, I had to go sort out some street toughs. Some hoodlums.
Yeah.
And that was the last one I did. So, like I say, I will go back to it. But yeah, it's not up there with one of the best games of the year. So
yeah, he didn't feature on our list for a reason.
No, exactly.
We both agree with that. No, I agree with everything you just said. Really, it doesn't have the fun factor. I'm not enjoying it. I actually find it a little bit of a chore to play.
Mm-hmm.
I think graphically it's fantastic. The lighting is ridiculously good. It's stupid how good the reflections and the puddles. I know when I was saying it last week, it seems a bit silly, but do you notice it? It's like
exactly
it's really good, which makes it more frustrating. It's kind of like I don't know why Hangar 13. Obviously, no one knew about this game until this year. Sit on it and do the Final Fantasy VII remake treatment. Just you had to rebuild the gameplay because it's just not aged well. Like I know when you press circle to do like the takedown animation, and it does a little cut. I feel like that's really dated.
Yeah,
I find, like you said, the driving's clunky, which maybe they're trying to make it realistic because 30s cars are probably like that. I'd be like what you said. It's like driving a boat. I feel like the open world is just such a shame. They've built this fantastic world and you can't explore it. You have no money. You have no shops.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, like
it's just
there's this whole world, this whole map, but you don't get to explore it because you get to only go certain places during the missions.
Yeah,
which I know some people prefer the more linear thing, but I was playing it yesterday and I was kind of thinking, what's the point of them making all this stuff? And like you say, you don't get money. You can't go out and buy guns and customize anything because you get given the weapons you can use. Yeah. You can maybe find another weapon during a mission. Like I wanted to drive a motorbike and then I found one. I drove it to like the mission start bit and then that was it. And it's like, I know you can pick it up from your garage, but it's just what's the... I don't really see what the point
there's some things that they needed to change from the original. Obviously, I get the original maybe never had couldn't build the open world, and that's obviously some changes they made in Mafia 2.
Mm.
So it's odd that they knew that's the changes that they needed to fix in the sequel, that then when they make the remake, they don't put the actual things that they fixed. Yeah. I feel like they just should have sat on it for maybe another year or so, because it still would have looked fantastic, even on a PS5. I think it looks incredible. Yeah. And just fixed a few things. And I think it would have completely, it would have been, because the story is generally really good. The story is, obviously, at this moment in time, I'm kind of thinking, I'm not really finding that fun to play. And I'd much rather watch this as a TV program. I'd much rather watch Sopranos or some other, or Goodfellas or whatever. I'd rather watch some kind of gangster movie or a TV show than actually play this game, because it's generally up late last night, mate. You tired?
Yeah, I was getting up early in the morning, taking dogs to the bloody private field. That's what does it.
Oh, okay, yeah. You should get your butler. You get Jeeves to there.
I need a coffee.
But yeah, it's a shame, is how I would describe it.
Because we was both excited for it, weren't we? We was both, looking forward to it. Both got it day one, and So when I was saying about when you buy a disc, you can recoup some money on games. I think this was one that may be going on eBay. So. Any of our listeners, give me an offer, and then
after selling it to them,
I'll post it out,
but give me money for this thing, it's just terrible.
This week I've actually played 2 video games.
Wow,
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? And it's actually a game that originally came out in 2009, and it's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 remastered campaign.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right.
I don't know why. After playing Mafia, I was like, I just want to have I just want a game where you don't have to think and you just want to shoot, And that was because, like you said before, when it's like a PlayStation Plus game, but with Call of Duty games, you can't just add them to your library. You have to download them. Okay, so it was sitting there, ready to go. I was like, sod it. Went in, and I was playing it last night, and I was really enjoyed it. Cool. Obviously, I haven't played it since it come out. Like, what was it, 11 years ago now? So, just playing that mindless, just the game you can just switch off really and just have have a bit of fun. And that's what you want in a game, innit, really? So you can just sometimes switch off and just have a laugh. So
that's why I like looter shooters and things like that.
The airport mission isn't a laugh. That's pretty horrific. But other than that, it's just quite good. Good game. So I was playing that.
Okay, cool.
Haven't gone back to Days Gone yet. I just can't bring myself to it, I don't think. But
really, okay. Are you going to delete it?
I will do. I will go back to it. I'll try and complete it, but it won't. It's not great, if I'm honest with you. But maybe next week I'll give a little bit more about that. You never know. I'm still quite early in the game, so it could be that a little bit further down the line it actually starts opening up and getting a lot better. But I'll give it a go. I'll give it one more chance.
Yeah,
and then it's done.
Give it a little bit more time. Sometimes it takes a little while and a few upgrades to completely change the game. But similar to you, after playing Mafia, I kind of just wanted to play a fun game that I didn't have to think about. Yeah. And mine was just going back to Avengers. So I kind of just leveled up my Black Widow now. So she's like pretty much up to par with my Iron Man. And I've basically done all the post-game stuff, the end-game stuff now. I've got nothing left to do, which is like, come on, guys, you need to give people more content now, because I've actually run out of things to do on it. Other than I can just repeat the same missions, but I don't really want to do that now. I played a bit more of Nier Automata. What a fantastic game that is. Difficult, challenging, but really fun. I get why a lot of people like it in terms of gameplay, and the story's interesting and weird. And obviously I understand about why people like 2B now, because she's kind of a sexy android lady that when she runs, she's wearing a very short skirt, and when she runs, she leans forward. So from your camera angle, all you can see is these white knickers and you're like, okay, I get why a lot of people are really into this game, and maybe why I got a little bit of a review.
They asked the guy who made the game when it came out, and they said, why did you put her in that outfit? And I think he just said, because she's hot. Like, it's odd, like I know, like the way Japan do stuff is that different to us, but okay.
I think in the third route, because obviously, like we said before, you get different endings when you play the game on. So they call it like Route A, Route B, and I think Route C. On the Route C, when you play as her for the last time, she actually just wears like a swimsuit. There's no like, they take off the skirt.
Okay,
so all there is like, that was too much before. Like, that was not sexual enough, having a skirt, this little short skirt. You've now got to take the skirt off, and she's just basically wearing some just underwear. So, but the game is actually fun other than that. So the other game that I actually played was Genshin Impact, which I don't know if you've seen or heard of this week. It's a free-to-play game on the PlayStation, and it's a little bit, well, why I made me interested was the first thing you probably know is it's a bit of a rip-off of Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
Oh, I've actually heard of this, yeah.
Because of the art style and stuff, but it's actually a little bit more to it, and I'm actually quite impressed that it's actually free to play because there's a lot there. There's a lot of mechanics that are very similar to Zelda, with the whole, you can climb any wall, you can glide, you can explore the whole open world from the beginning. There's little shrines, little puzzles, but then there's actually like a JRPG element to it with like the combat and stuff, and you can level up your character like a bit like a JRPG.
Okay, yeah.
And you can also switch your character quite easily. So every time you unlock a character, they're just on your D-pad. You can just switch instantly, and then got a whole new power set, whole new weapons. So you can switch to like the girl that's got a bow and arrow, or then you can switch back to the guy that's got a sword.
So I know it's like
it's free.
It's freemium in it, so it could get to a point where you need to start paying to advance. That's what I've heard. Yeah, but I also heard, like yourself, a lot of people have been saying that they've been playing it for hours and they've not come across anything where you need to.
Yeah, I haven't either. Yeah, I haven't played for that long, but it's. Yeah, I'm like, wow. When are these transactions, like microtransactions, going to hit me in the face, or
exactly,
when's the real grinding going to happen? But yeah, I haven't hit it yet, so it's very generous, and obviously, eventually, he's got to ask for money because you can't expect a game like this to be free forever. So yeah, I'm quite impressed by that.
Okay.
But that's all I've been playing this week. Watch a few more MCU movies. My journey going through the list on Disney Plus still continues.
Yeah.
I watched Age of Ultron and I watched Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Obviously, two weaker movies in my opinion in the MCU, but I actually quite enjoyed Captain Marvel. I kind of decided not to think of it as a Marvel movie and just watch it as like a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
And it's actually quite good. And Age of Ultron is not the great, although it's quite fun watching the Marvel movies because the game, like the Avengers game, is clearly influenced by the moves. Like you actually see the moves that are in the game, they actually do the moves in the movies.
Yeah.
Like you clearly copied it from that, like the Hulkbuster scene with the Hulk. Like obviously the ultimate move of Iron Man in Avengers is you turn into Hulkbuster, and all the moves that he does in the movie are all the movesets in the game, and it's actually quite cool to actually see like that they've actually been obviously inspired by the movie. It's actually maybe enjoy the game more by watching the movies because you can actually see it's actually like moves and stuff that they do in the film. So cool stuff. But
no, all good. It's good. I will come back. I'll come back next week. I hopefully would have finished Mafia, and then we can talk about that if we can drag ourselves to play it.
Maybe I'm not sure if I'll go back.
So next up is if we do this day in gaming, and then we can do our little bit of our weekly update on the boys.
Sure.
We'll do this week in gaming. So this day in gaming. Sorry, not this week. This day in gaming was a game I put many hours in. And this game got released on the 5th of October 1999 in the UK, and that game is called Pokemon Blue and Red. So a big game. I didn't have to look up any see what the game was or anything. No, I know what this game. This game I put many hours into it. We talked about it on our Nintendo nostalgia episode.
We did.
So it's just a little RPG. catch the Pokemon, you train them up, and your main goal is to beat the Pokemon League. So you have to beat the Elite Four and your rival, which whatever you can call it. I always called him Gary because of the cartoon, so I don't really know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's what mine was called.
Yep.
But yeah, one of the first, like, there's probably the only game I ever played on a Game Boy which constantly just played on, and I can go back now and play it. It's just such a. I know, like, the animations ain't great, and it's like, if you play it, even if you play it on a Game Boy Color, the color isn't really there. No. The first color one was gold and silver. It's just it's such an enjoyable game. I don't know if you've played it. I know, did you play them back in the day?
No.
No.
Well, going back to when we spoke about it, on the nostalgia episode, I did play one, but I can't remember. I was too young. I don't remember. It might have been Yellow. Was Yellow?
So red and blue come out, and then a couple of years later they brought out Yellow, and that was one where Pikachu would follow you around outside the Pokeball. And
I think that was I think Yellow was the one that I had. I had one of them. I don't know which.
Yeah,
I didn't have the patience or the attention span.
Yeah,
to play a JRPG back then.
I just don't know. I just loved it. I had the blue version, and I loved just leveling up, like grinding to level them up, and obviously trading with my mates to get like the third stage evolution of some of them, and like battling, using having Pokemon battles, and at the same time when the cartoon was on, and the cards, so everything was Pokemon.
Oh, sure.
And then just getting in from school and playing on my big brick Game Boy, playing Pokemon Blue was just it was brilliant. I loved it. And
are you going to get the expansion for Sword?
Yeah, so I was waiting. I'm more interested in the Tundra one, the snow one, which comes out this month. Yeah. So I might go into it, because I did enjoy it. I still enjoy playing Pokemon now, and like I say, Sword and Shield were good, but they was just a little bit too easy.
Yeah, you have to sell me on it, because I'm very on the cusp of, I want to get into Pokemon.
Yeah,
and I was going to get Sword, because I was like, this is the new open world Pokemon. There, obviously, all the rumors about it, like this is the new version of Pokemon, a bit like what they did with Breath of the Wild. I was like, I can't wait to jump into this. And then it was kind of very lukewarm reviews, but I believe the expansions have been really good, like the first one, and now obviously the second one.
Yeah, no, it's, if you're looking for like a game that's easy and not very long, then it's good. And if you can pick it up at a decent price, I'd say definitely go for it. It's an enjoyable game. Yeah. And some of like the evolution types in the new one are like Meowth is totally different in the Galar region to using Kanto.
Okay.
And really, it's really good. Yeah, but red and blue. If you want to get blue original,
oh, here we go,
on eBay, $59.99. So these are the games that, they're worth. There's one here, 45. There is also one there for a $5. So it's. I think if you want to mint one in box, that's going to cost you more. I do actually have. I think I've still got my blue somewhere. Also got.
So what was it on Game Boy? Original Game Boy.
Original Game Boy, yeah, but you could play it in the color as well.
Oh, okay.
So the first one to have proper like color graphics was Gold and Silver. I'm pretty sure I got that somewhere as well. And I did look at the Metacritic score, but it's not on there, so couldn't give you that, I'm afraid.
Was all that? So with the 3DS, could you play the original Game Boy games like your 3DS and stuff? Was there like a library where you can go back? A bit like you can do with like the
on the 3DS. Yeah, so I downloaded Pokemon Yellow onto my 3DS, and like an emulator. Yeah, you could go in and do the store, and obviously both screens don't work. Well, I think they would have done it by now if they was going to do it, wouldn't they? They're not really
necessarily. Because I think this year, or was it a few weeks ago or a month ago, they discontinued, like they stopped manufacturing, like the 3DS are done.
Oh,
like,
really?
There's going to be no more Game Boys. Yeah, it's done. Like they're not making it anymore. It's all about the Switch.
Yeah.
Obviously, why would they want you to buy that when they can buy a Switch? So if that's now not a product,
then
bring all that stuff over to the Switch.
Yeah, because like I say, I downloaded Yellow like a couple of years ago, and I loved it. It's brilliant. And I've still got the Heart Gold and Soul Silver, like they released for the DS, which obviously plays in the 3DS. So I play them as well. So Big fan. The only one I didn't really
isn't
like was Black and White.
Pikachu and Eevee, is that like a clone copy of Yellow?
That's a clone. That was another clone of Yellow as well. Yeah. So yeah, but then that one's supposed to be really easy. Yeah, exactly. So I didn't go in for that one. I waited for the new one, which was Sword and Shield. So,
okay.
Yeah, big Pokemon fan. Yeah. So that was this day in gaming.
Cool.
And that's the episode really. And we're going to talk about The Boys now. If you haven't been completely up to date with The Boys, we'd say don't listen to the next bit because it's going to be spoilers. And if you're watching it, you probably obviously don't want to be spoiled. So if this is where you're jumping off, thanks for listening. You can find us on our social media. So Twitter at PTPlayerspod, Facebook, the Part-Time Players Podcast, and PTPlayerspod@gmail.com if you want to get in touch with us with any questions or suggestions or anything like that. And remember to like and subscribe. We really appreciate it when we get comments and people subscribe to the podcast and whatnot. So if you like it, every Monday now our podcast come out. So we'll look out for the new episodes dropping on a Monday.
Yeah, which I think is really I think it's helped with some views. I think our viewership has really increased the last couple of episodes when we've changed it to Monday. So I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, but maybe it is. We're going at the beginning of the week. So
we're on
hot stuff for the news.
Yeah, and we're on the big platforms as well. So Spotify and iTunes podcast is Apple Podcast, sorry, are the two biggest. But we're on YouTube and Stitcher and Amazon and Podbean and anywhere you get your podcasts. So
I did the thing. What you said about doing the Alexa thing. I was FaceTiming my nan, and she's got like a Google Home.
Okay,
So say to Google, play Part-Time Players podcast, and she was like, "What?" I just said, "Just say it." And then he just started playing our podcast. It's just like, "This is my podcast." He was like, "What? Oh my god, you're so professional." That was her words.
It's pretty cool.
It was a cool moment. I was like, "There you go."
There you go. Your grandson's famous.
Exactly.
Yeah. But thanks for listening, everyone. And
thanks for writing in. The guys that did write in this week.
No, thank you for your questions. Yeah, we really appreciate the questions. Lights up had dreary days when we get questions from our listenership.
Get a text from Brad. Oh my god. Yeah,
this is what we get up for in the morning. This is what makes us get on with it. If this is where you stop listening, thank you and see you next week.
Goodbye.
Okay, so now those losers are gone. We can talk about like
2 weeks in a row.
This is big boy talk.
All right.
So this week we're talking about episode 7, Butcher Baker Candlestick Maker.
That's a great day. That's a great day.
I thought there's going to be 10 episodes. It turns out there's only 8. So this is actually the penultimate episode.
Christ.
Yeah.
That's upsetting.
Yeah. Obviously, everyone knows, everyone who's stuck with us to listen to this bit. It's the Boys, based on a comic by Garth Ennis, and it's on Amazon. And new episodes weekly. Well, unless you're watching it like 3 weeks from now, when they'll all be on now, I don't know. But we've got like a little synopsis of this week's episode, and it's a really good episode, I think, wasn't it? So
all of them being good to be.
Let's go into it. It won't let me go through. Okay, so the episode starts up with it's kind of like like a student, you'd say. Looks like a student because he says that he's got to go to class, and he's just surrounded by social media of all like Stormfront propaganda. It's like everywhere. Gets up in the morning, he's looking at his memes, there's posters behind, he's got like figures, and he's just absorbing all of this stuff that Stormfront's saying.
Yeah.
And you can see that he goes into the shop every day, same shop, but it looks like he buys the same thing because it's comes the same price. And then he thinks he sees like a guy's eyes glint, doesn't he? But I think it's just like headlights from outside.
Yeah,
and then
he
just goes in and he just ends up shooting him in the face. Which again, this world which the Boys is is just terrible. You just wouldn't want to live there. You just wouldn't want to.
Well, it reminds me of real life, to be fair.
Yeah, it's just
this like psychopath probably would have been on Twitter instead, threatening someone.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, and it's just So let's have a look at this little. We've got a synopsis here, but it doesn't actually seem to be coming through in order of the show, which isn't great. So
okay,
let me see. Have a look. So we got They tried to go. the guy who brought up Homelander to testify against Vault, and then I can't remember what her name is. What's the woman's name who's like in charge of like is it like the CIA? Yeah. So she goes
you're talking
there.
about the older woman.
Yeah. She goes there with Mother's Milk, and he's just basically like, no, I'm not going to help you. And then later on in the episode, you see
Butcher
go there, and he just basically says, if you don't do it, I will kill you, your family, their family. I'll kill everyone.
Yeah.
It's just, and surprisingly enough, his persuasion works. Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Another
big he's drinking that tea as well.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like sipping.
Yeah. Well, exactly. I like it that they use like slang terms as well. So he referred to the tea as char. So although he sounds Australian, he is supposed to be British.
Yep. And his family as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and his family. Yeah, so he saw his family, and Homelander went there and basically, this is your new mum. Stormfront is your new mum, and he just kidnapped him basically. So he's been taken. The other big thing was Stormfront and Homelander called out Starlight and said she's a traitor. She's a grass. So she locked up. One of the funny bits was when Lamplighter was just obsessed with watching the Seven porn.
That was so funny. It was so awkward. It was just like, why are you watching?
And like here he's like, you shouldn't, you can't watch porn in the daylight hours. Like, and it's like, was it the deep does it in the blowhole was one of them.
Yeah, it's weird.
And like it's odd. It's
funny when he grabbed the controller and he was like, "You turn this off, and I burn your face off."
it's just weird. And then he finds out that Starlight's been captured, so he's like wants to go and he wants Lamplighter to help him rescue her. Which kind of doesn't really happen. Like he said he'd help her, but all he wanted to do really was commit suicide in front of his statue in the Vault Tower.
Odd way to go. I don't know why that.
I kind of thought he might have been fireproof, but obviously.
Yeah, I thought that as well. When he burned himself, I thought it was just to start the alarms and he would just regenerate.
Yeah,
but when he was actually just
dead,
I was like, oh, all right,
and
interesting.
He had to snap
power.
And Huey runs off, and then he's like, "Oh, I need his hand," and he comes back, and he's like, and snap his hand off, and rubbing his hand around.
There's moment in things where it's just like, I don't know if I could do that. I couldn't rip a dead man's hand off his things just to use his hand as fingerprint, reminds me of the old James Bond movie, when he cuts with a laser, cuts his hand off. So
it's again a grim world, a very grim world. So they capture Starlight. She actually gets herself out, don't she? Because when the alarm's going off, she could absorb the light from the alarm, so she gets out, and then what was the so the main right at the end, you look like Vault's actually finally going to get the comeuppance, and Jonah
to that scene with Starlight when she does escape and she fights Black Noir.
Oh yeah, sorry, I completely forgot about it. Black Noir
with the almond joy, and it's he's got a peanut attitude.
Yeah, and his face is all like looks scarred, and you don't really know what his powers are. He's like resistant because he didn't die in that explosion. He's super strong. I think
a little bit of a cross between Deadpool, like because of the phase and the regeneration. Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of that.
And it's like I think they're going a different route to what the comics is, because in the comics I know who he is, but I not going to say. But and to think like he's some strong. He was going to kill Starlight if Maeve hadn't have come and stopped. And Almond Joy, because he's got a nut allergy, and he actually carries a hypo round on him in case.
Okay.
But obviously he's not dead. He's not going to be dead, is he? Someone would have found him, but then that's why he made that girl spit out the Almond Joy bar on the other episode.
Yeah, makes sense though.
But that was quite a good fight. And then I think his name's Jonah Vagelbaum is the guy who brought up Homelander. So he goes to the hearing and he's going to testify. And just as the guy, like all the super celebs, so you got Homelander, Stormfront, Maeve, and Shockwave, the new speedster that's taken over from A-Train's there.
Sure.
And then just as the guy was about to bring,
just the 4, aren't they? It's gone from 7 to 4 of them.
Yeah, gone to the 4. Just as he's about to do that, he his head explodes. just explodes, and then Vagel Balm's head explodes, and it's just in the courtroom, people's heads are popping everywhere, and it's just it's terrible. And I kind of thought like, was Homelander's head or Maeve's gonna go? And
that's what I was thinking.
But the new speedster Shockwave, his head did explode. So A-Train's replacement. So it kind of makes you think: is it someone who knows A-Train who's doing this? Because why only Shockwave? You know, why?
Surely it's that girl from the asylum.
Well, yeah, you'd think so, but she done that when she clenched her fist and she made the whole body explode. And when episode 1, when that other CIA woman's head exploded, she was still locked up in unless obviously they're using her as a weapon, like letting her out to kill people.
Maybe, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Next week, I reckon you might find out who it is. But yeah, it was just so gory. There was just random people in the audience, but you know, in the courtroom, it's just blowing up everywhere. Just and then the other CIA director, I think whoever she is, she was getting out, trying to get at the Congresswoman because she's going after, after Voight. And then you just kind of ends with Huey saying, "What do we do now?" It's just kind of, what'd you do? Starlight's mum.
I don't know what you do to something that can explode your head. It's kind of a tricky. That is the moment when I'm just like, I'm out, guys. Like, I'm on for the cause. Vault's bad, but you know, I don't really want my head popped like a grape. Yeah, some
unknown person can just pop it. Yeah, just
without me knowing. It's just one day you're walking down the street, you're getting some milk, and next thing you know, pop. You know, and it's not the way to go. It's really
it's terrible. It's really gory. It's such a good ending. And then you just see Butcher's face, and he's just angry. He's just very, he's just. And I actually saw a preview next week's episode. Butcher's wife escapes and finds Butcher.
Of course, it makes sense now. She's not got a boy, and he's been taken by, like you said, he wants to start a new family. Homelander wants to start a new family, and. Yeah, it's interesting how that goes.
It did make me laughing. I think it was last week or the week before, when like she's saying he's trying to convince his wife to leave with him, and she's like, "I can't leave my son," and he's like, "He's just a super freak." He's like, it doesn't, you know what I mean? That's how he just feels. And obviously, again, you saw his dad, and it turns out his dad used to be abusive, and his dad is most likely the reason why his brother killed himself.
His dad,
and his dad was actually just a whole person. He was I think I can't remember what his name is, but he also played Denethor in Lord of the Rings, who was also a bad dad, tried to burn his son alive. So Denethor, son of Exferion, the last steward of Gondor. So
Jesus Christ, you dork!
I am
one of the most dorkiest sentences ever of the podcast.
Hey, what can I say?
This is a gaming podcast.
Yeah, quoting
and we
Gandalf.
spoke about 10 minutes about Pokemon. So and you somehow topped that. Series. You somehow topped. Oh, there you go.
I like Lord of the Rings. Another strong episode. Well. Sadly, next week is the last episode for. You know, we would say usually it looks like it's a year between, but obviously because of COVID, it might be longer. So we might not get one next year, or
maybe not
right at the end of next year
with the spin-off as well. But apparently. Happening.
Yeah, they got the spin-off. Yeah, they got the spin-off announced, didn't they? So that's what I'm going to follow around like a. I looked into it. It's actually got exactly the same showrunners as the normal show, the main show. So they're not going to palm it off. They're doing it as we're involved. So and it's going to be following around like a group of teenagers and a sub team or something, isn't it? So.
Fair enough. It could be interesting. It's all great stuff. It's a bit like when Walking Dead was good. All of a sudden you had to do Fear the Walking Dead, and there's
another one now. There's a new one.
There's too many.
This week, I think.
It was this one.
And the
show
Walking
was
Dead
good.
itself is pretty shit now, anyway. So.
Exactly. So but it was great at the beginning. A bit like how this is. So hopefully it stays good. Talking about Lord of the Rings, obviously how good Amazon are doing this show. Makes you quite optimistic about the Lord of the Rings show.
Definitely.
Amazon can definitely do a great job there. So
they've got a lot of money. They've got the money to put behind it.
Do they?
So I think they're quite. I think they're quite well off. They get my money when I buy games.
I think he's I think he's struggling for all the cash, you know.
Well, hopefully they've got enough cash for Lord of the Rings. So yeah, but yeah, I'm excited for Lord of the Rings as well, definitely. And that's resumed filming, I think.
Trillionaire? So. No, he's not, is he? I don't know how much money he's got.
Nearly a trillionaire, I think.
Is he nearly a trillionaire?
I think so, yeah. I think within the next few years he's going to be a trillionaire, yeah. Disgusting, really. It's gonna, you know, it's just, yeah.
I think it's, well, unless that's an achievement he wanted to achieve, once you obtain billions, it's kind of just like, it's unlimited anyway. So it's like a cheat code. It's like, when you play The Sims and you type in motherload.
Yeah.
He had the cheat code in his life. He just kept typing it in.
Yeah. It's crazy. So, it's crazy, yeah. You think about it, like he could give me and you like £1 million, which would change our lives. But for him, he just wouldn't, just be like, oh, what?
It's changed.
Like, wouldn't notice, yeah.
Yeah.
But he won't. Even I keep asking him, he won't do it. You know,
have you actually asked him though, Brad? Have you personally gone up to him and said, give me £1 million?
Yeah, and I've got a gun in my hand as well. And
okay. Okay. You're like the guy from the beginning of the show. Are you a super? Yeah. Are you bulletproof?
Yeah, no. It's like you say, we're excited for
that was by any psychos out there. That was a joke. We're not.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, we are. Yeah, no,
we're not going to seriously. We will kill anybody. Yeah, it was.
That was a joke. Yeah, it's a joke. I haven't asked Jeff Bezos for money, and I never will. So
yeah.
Good. Looking forward to next week's episode. It's a shame it will be the last one, but we will come back and we'll do our little analysis of it.
Oh, sorry, you meant about the boys. I thought you meant our podcast. I was like,
no.
Are you leaving?
Yeah.
That's how we're announcing it. Yeah,
I didn't tell you. We're done. Yeah.
We're done. Okay.
Yeah.
Ending on 18. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, since this is the second from last episode, I hope you enjoyed it as much as we do enjoy recording it. And until next week, thanks for listening and catch you guys later.
Yep. See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.